Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Excuse me. I already messed up. I'm Thomas Esteta, accompanied by Cody Stevens and the man behind the scenes, Mr. Mikey J. Episode number 15 of Talk of All Trades. Thank you for joining us. Today's guest, Jacob Kitchens with Jacob Kitchens Photography, here to talk with us today about photography. What's up, man? How's it going?
Doing good, bro. How are you doing?
Hanging in there, man. Hanging in there.
Appreciate you guys having me on today.
Absolutely.
It's been a while since I've been on a podcast. So
Yeah.
it's been,
What? You've done a podcast before?
Yep, I've done a few before in the past.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy, smaller stuff. But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
still a lot of fun. It's good practice.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, hey, we're small stuff too, right?
Nah.
You know, we're not Joe Rogan or nothing like
They're
that.
big in my eyes, bro.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I just realized too, today is St. Patrick's Day, and none of
is.
us are wearing green. Like
We're
none
talking
of
about-
us.
I got green in.
Dude, that's barely.
Yeah,
I got some green in. What are
Cody's
you
the
talking
winner
about?
in this one.
Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
There was a time.
We got green lights behind us.
That's
too.
true. That's true. That's why they're green for St.
totally,
Patrick's Day.
totally.
There was a time, dude, when I would have been at the bars, man, drinking green beer.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Today.
Scotty's
You know?
Pub. Shout out to Scotty's. He's doing it.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
He's got 3 bars.
3 bars.
Oh,
And
does
all-
he really? I thought it was only. I thought it was just the one.
So he's got the one in Sagemont off of Scarsdale. He's got one by the bay, which is off of like Marina Bay Boulevard. or
Yeah,
something
that's
like
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
that. Right, and then he just opened up a 3rd location in Webster, right?
528 right there.
Yeah,
nice.
across the way from like that.
Emmons Auto Complex or whatever.
Something like that. Right off of 45, which is pretty cool. But anyway, so he's doing some St. Patrick's Day shenanigans.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, so cool.
Yeah,
So
when
cool.
I think it was like his birthday yesterday too.
Was it?
That's like a double whammy.
And is he Irish?
I believe so.
Oh my God! It just makes total sense.
I'm Irish too, and I'm not wearing any green.
Oh, you are Irish
Yeah, half.
with the last name Kitchens.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm actually not really a Kitchens. My last name's actually supposed to be Baker, which is odd,
No.
But I get my Irish heritage from my grandma.
Okay.
From my grandma's side, my grandpa.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on, man. The motherland.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. That's cool. We have that in common.
Yeah.
My last name should have been Garay, but I took my mother's
okay.
last name, Sesteta, and so
Yeah.
I'm proud to be a Sesteta. I'm sure you're proud to be a Kitchens.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm only proud of that because my daughter's name is also Kitchens.
There you go,
but,
man. And
yeah.
the legacy continues.
Yeah, I should have been a
man.
baker, but I mean, Kitchens, baker. What's the difference, right?
Hey, and the L happens in the kitchen.
I mean, my mom,
Baker's in the kitchen.
my mom had it lined up, bro.
That's awesome. Nah, man. Oh,
Too bad
man.
you're not a chef, right? I mean,
Yeah, that would be perfect, right?
Chef Baker Kitchen. Oh my goodness. What are we doing?
Jesus.
What are we doing today? So
I don't know.
Hey, not only that, so not only is Jacob Kitchens a photographer, he's also a local musician. I don't want to say former man because
Yeah, I don't think you're ever former. You either are or you're not.
yeah, exactly. But I
Even-
will say you formally played.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years now since I've been on stage.
Yeah. Oh, you miss it.
Every time I watch a band play.
I know, dude. And that was me last night. I went to Scout last night.
Yeah.
I was kind of talking earlier before the cast started. I was
Right.
telling you, it was kind of like if you would have went there, you would have ran into,
Yeah,
all
and a
kinds
lot of those
people.
bands
yeah,
were
the usual suspects.
they were kind of ones we came up with,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
especially Saturate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. and they sound just as good as ever.
Oh, yeah, I'm
It was
sure.
so funny. I was talking with someone in the band Rowdy. So we also speaking about like previous cast members, we had Hefe on the cast once, and his band Rowdy performed for the first night since they formed a year ago, and
That was our first show.
that was their first show. So they
wow.
wanted to do it like so. All these guys are seasoned musicians, right?
Right.
Local musicians who already know what the deal is, right? So if we were to start a band again,
Right.
and you're gonna start performing, they were like, "Hey, we're not gonna just go out there and just like with like a handful of practices under our belt,
Right.
Like we're gonna whole
like
year,
6 songs, whatever, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Like we're gonna however long it takes us to put out some good material and get this stuff good. And it took them a good year to get everything up off.
You said they were going to have like a whole album out. Like
Pretty much.
Is it released? Is their album also released?
No, so a gentleman, I'll say his name, Elijah Santucci, I believe,
Yeah,
is
I know Elijah.
is a well-known name around
Yeah,
here.
he plays with Kingdom Claps.
Clean, yeah.
As a
Formerly,
drummer.
I believe.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know if he still does or not. But
But he's doing the recording.
Yeah.
oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
yeah. He's a good drummer.
He's doing Rowdy's recording. Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
I know. What a coincidence.
What?
Yeah, it's interesting because whenever my band transitioned from its original name, Soul Intention, to Lies of an Alibi, we had taken about a year off. When we made that transition, I was like, hey, look, if we're going to rebrand, I don't want to come back out until we have a whole music video, a song, and be ready to play an opening show, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
so that's what we did. And we were supposed to have our album completed within the same year, but it
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
took us like another year to get it out. But,
Yeah, it
but
happens.
the response was overwhelmingly better
Yeah.
doing it that way.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
People
And-
know the songs. You know, they've been. You know,
Yeah.
When you put the music out before, then they can go to the concert and like, oh, hey, I know this song.
Yeah.
I can sing along to this
Exactly.
song.
Right.
Rather than like, oh, okay, I mean, this is kind of
Yeah,
cool. I don't know
it's
the
tough
words.
to
but
watch
if-
a band play 10 songs that you've never heard of.
Never heard of. Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, unless you're just an avid music lover, you
Yeah,
know.
you
Which,
can
I mean,
vibe
I can
to
do
it.
that. I can go watch a band play and not know any of their songs and enjoy it.
And that's how I am.
Yeah.
The same way. And I think that's exactly right. When you're a musician, you can connect with music.
Yeah,
like
because
that.
you hear all the cool stuff that they do, all the little
Yeah.
things and those transitions and stuff like that. Because I look at the performance as a whole and as a song at a time. But yeah, so
Yeah.
production value is pretty important.
No doubt, no doubt. And I'm glad you mentioned your band's names. And I apologize. I should have
Yeah, no
mentioned that.
worries.
So you were in Soul Intention.
Yeah.
Then moved over to Lies of an Alibi.
Yeah, we made like a couple personnel switches, and our old name, Soul Intention, was always getting misspelled. People saying it wrong, didn't know how to search for it, and so we decided to try to change it to something a little easier.
Sure.
We looked forever to find like a 1-word name or a 1 or 2-word name. It's impossible. Everything's taken.
It is.
Because you want to be able to get like your website and your social media stuff, you know, all the same. Your email, you want to have all that to where you can own everything.
It's like a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything, all the good ones are taken. Well, we thought they were. Obviously,
Sure.
a lot of bands have come out since then. I'm like, hey, that's a good name.
Yeah.
Why did we not think
Yeah.
of that? We were close
Yeah.
to that. We just didn't quite nail it. you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
interesting.
Good stuff, man. That Elysian, I can't tell you how many Elysians there are.
so
by the way.
many.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's horrible on like Apple Music. I don't even think we show up.
No, of course
Really?
not. Who the fuck
Yeah,
are we?
like we're there, but you have to search a certain way.
Yeah.
Like you have to search the album name and our name in the
wow.
same search
Yeah,
bar,
and then it'll come up.
and then our album will come up.
But you know, all that was high school.
Yeah.
I mean, that was. I think you said it was like an SAT vocabulary
It
word you
was.
saw, and you're
It
like,
was.
"Oh, that
It
sounds
was like,
cool."
yeah.
Like, dude,
That's a good story, though.
no, I guess so. You know, but you know, again, like if you were to come out and rebrand, we'd have
Yeah.
to do it the way that they said and the way that y'all
Yeah.
guys have done. It
Right.
makes the most
Well, you know,
sense.
I've already kind of come up with a band name if I were to
What was it?
rebrand. Remember?
Are you afraid to say it, or you
No,
think someone will
no,
steal
no.
it?
Spill the beans
Yeah,
now.
don't want to spill the beans. You know,
Is it black tablecloth?
it's not Black Tablecloth.
All right. Well, then what is it?
That's funny.
Generating alpha.
Generating Alpha.
Generating alpha.
Whenever we were first trying to come up with a band name, we had this old guy was in our band. He was a drummer, and he was like, he wanted the name to be Walking Erect.
Well, okay.
You know, like walking like
Like
humans,
Homo
right?
sapiens.
Yeah, and he goes, I already got the album cover figured out. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
and what it was is it was like a, you know, the transition
evolution?
from the ape, yeah. Walking erect,
That was
but
it?
obviously, you know,
Sure.
walking with
Yeah,
an
the
erect,
little
but-
tongue in cheek there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
get it.
bro, we were not doing that.
Maybe like a
Maybe
punk
for a
rock
song name.
Sure.
something, you
Why
know.
not? Song name? That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But not for it to be your whole
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Like that's not the image I want to portray to the world, you know?
We're just up here walking erect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Red Hot Chili Peppers will come out with socks.
Right.
Damn it, man.
Yeah.
And we did that cringy
We
photo shoot
Did
once.
that in high school too. Yeah,
That's some-
Did y'all really?
yeah,
yeah, with the socks.
with the socks in the middle of the woods.
It's good.
Yeah,
Good job.
It was bad. It was real
All the
bad.
things you can imagine doing as like a young musician, performer, someone starting out in a band that's just as
Yeah.
cringy as it can be, we did it.
breaking beer bottles over
know,
our own heads.
That's part
you
of
know?
it. That's part of it though.
That's
you know?
part of
You
it.
live and you learn, you grow, you know, you improve.
Absolutely.
With anything. So
Absolutely, absolutely.
Here we are now.
Yeah, exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Look,
we made it.
doing something great too.
Yeah, man, we really like what we're trying to do here. Like I was telling you before, it's kind of like a labor of love right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I almost talk about it every cast. So if anyone is watching, you know, continuously, they're like, oh, here goes Thomas again talking about the purpose of the podcast.
Yeah.
But you know, we love the fact that it can be a platform for our friends and contemporaries and
Yeah.
everything else for them to use and promote what they got going on. You know, so with you in particular, you know, your photography, which
Yeah.
I believe we had some Facebook stuff, Mikey. Dude, some of the pictures that you have on there are amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Like, so you do, what kind of photography would we say that you would do?
Well, I mean, primarily I try to focus on selling like weddings.
Okay.
Because that's where I make the most money. But I shoot a wide variety of everything, you know, portraits,
Look at that.
seniors. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But I do a lot of everything. And I also have a lot of creative stuff I like to do. Not I think about a year and a half ago, I did a 30-day photography challenge where I shot a photo every day for 30 days in November.
Okay.
Because November has 30 days. But I shot a different creative photo every single day of the month, and that was challenging.
Right.
To try to come up with an idea every day.
Right.
You can write them all down, but trying to get off of work and then go do that every day.
Oh, and actually
capture it, edit it, post it every day.
Oh, that is a lot of work.
Yeah,
But
but
you didn't
it
double
was
up on some days, do like 2 and then
no,
post
no,
them?
nope. I follow the rules, bro.
Every day?
I set the rules and I follow it. You know,
that's strong.
I mean, you don't want to. I mean, you're doing something. You want to follow your own rule. You know, it's like an
Yeah, it's like
ethics
doing it
thing
with integrity,
Yeah, exactly.
No, absolutely.
So
Live
I
that.
try to live everything that way when I can. You know, I mean, obviously we all make mistakes, but generally, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to try to do my best to follow through with it
adhere
the
to
way I
that.
say it. You know.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, what was that
Yeah.
with the rodeo? What is that?
Oh, that was just a phone video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's kind
Yeah,
of loud.
yeah, it's a little loud, and it was just a little goof.
Yeah, no. But hey, look at that. Even with your phone video, you've got it looking all
Yeah.
artistic like and stuff. Is that your family?
Yeah, the one on the left there is my stepdaughter, and the one in the middle is my daughter, and the
Okay.
one on the right is her friend.
Okay, cool. Man, they're all grown up.
Yeah, man, I'm almost empty nesting over here.
No way.
Yeah, my daughter, she's in college already. She's 16, doing a collegiate program. So, in a year and a half from now, well, when this semester's over, she'll have one more year left, and then she'll graduate with an associate's and a diploma.
So when we would have met you back then, when we were playing a lot and stuff, you were already a pops.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I've been a musician and a father the whole time simultaneously.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt, and that's
a
so
lot of
cool.
people don't know that, and
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a very difficult thing to manage, to be honest with you. But you know,
I bet.
actually, like, so me and my daughter's mom,
cool. I
we've
like
been separated since she was 6 months old.
Okay.
So I have joint custody of her. I have her half the week every week.
Sure.
And all that good stuff. So it's a good schedule, and it works out to where I get at least one day on the weekends, and so does she, to do things we need to do. So
Absolutely.
it works out.
Absolutely.
It works out good.
So what made you want to become a musician?
I can remember being like 6 or 7. I've always loved music in general, but when I was little, I remember, I think probably one of the most defining moments was, I guess, well, I loved Guns N' Roses growing up. Me and my cousin listened to them religiously, watched concert videos and stuff. And,
Yeah.
but one of my cousins brought over, I think it was a Metallica album. I think it was Metallica Black Album.
Okay.
Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you know, fucking rocking out, you know. And then MTV started doing a lot of those shows where they would have contestants get up and sing in front of live audience and stuff like that,
Okay.
like at the beach and stuff like that. I can't remember what it's called, but they would cover a song, and I was like, if I ever got on that, I would do this. And so,
Right.
as far as I can remember, I've always been wanting to perform, you know.
Right.
And then, you know, when I was in high school, you know, I got into a little band and messed around, and then and I was also in a church band for a few years as well,
Okay.
singing backup is what in the church, like, youth group band.
Yeah.
And so then after that, after high school, a couple years went by, and then a friend of mine, or actually a cousin, he had started a band with Mike Carroll.
Oh yeah.
And he invited me to come over. So he goes, "You still singing?" I'm like, "Man, I ain't sang in years, bro. I'll show up and try, you know."
Yeah.
And Mike's like, he goes, "Yeah, you suck, but you got a lot of potential." I'm like, he goes, "Come back tomorrow. We'll keep jamming, bro." So anyway, we jammed for like a year, just like writing songs, goofing around, late nights, drinking, partying, writing, and finally got gooder.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I've always wanted to be on stage and performing, bro. I've always really enjoyed that. For one, it pushes me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I like to do things that like push me. So like kind of like why I started YouTube and photography and all these different things.
Yep.
It's because I feel like it helps me grow and become a better, more well-rounded version of myself.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
I remember you telling me something that's very similar.
Yeah.
One time we were at Scout, and I think we had we weren't performing. We were just both there at the same
Yeah.
time watching bands play. And I had mentioned that to you. Someone was saying things like, "Hey, you miss it," and this, that, and the other. And somehow or another we kept talking, and you had told me like, "Hey, man, you know, I was like fucking nervous as shit every time I came up here. Like
Yeah.
this was something that you know
Yeah.
really helped push me out of my element."
Right.
And you know, but it's
Yeah,
funny
'cause-
because when I would watch you perform, like I couldn't tell. You know what I mean?
Really interesting because I would go to Scout Bar and I
Yeah.
would think about being on stage and I'd be nervously shaking in the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the first 2 or 3 shows we played, bro, I had one move and it's just like stationary, holding the mic. That's it.
Yeah.
Rocking back and forth type of thing,
Right.
And then like our 3rd or 4th show, we did like a Halloween show. And I was like, dude, let's dress up for Halloween, like let's get into character a little bit.
Sure.
Because I was like, I'll hide behind that,
Yeah. No
and
doubt.
so I did like this Joe Dirt thing. I had like a red flannel with some cut off shorts and like a mullet and
Yeah.
a mustache and glasses and all this stuff, And anyways, I did that show and I just got up there and I performed, like as if I was already like famous and big.
Sure.
And after that show, our very next show, is whenever we had like this tie moniker that we had for a while there.
Right,
Because
yeah.
everybody in the band was like, they wanted to dress fancy. And I was like, well, I'll just wear no shirt and a tie, So,
Yeah.
I got on stage and I had no shirt and wore a tie,
That's how I remember you.
Yeah. And so when I did that show, I noticed that I wasn't nervous anymore. And from that point forward, I very rarely got nervous on stage anymore.
Right,
You know,
right.
I would it didn't even phase me.
Yeah.
Which is weird because
Yeah.
I used to shake in the crowd thinking about being up there.
Sure.
And now I'm on the stage in front of 2,000 plus people and I don't care. I'm not nervous, you know what I mean?
Right,
A little
right.
anxious, of course.
Yeah, because you want to perform well
Yeah.
and you want to do
Right.
a good job and
But
everything.
you step
else,
on
but-
that stage, this is my stage now.
Yeah, man.
You guys are about to have a great time and we're going to jump off some walls and do crazy stuff, right? Like
Right.
it's just I don't know, it's weird how that transition. I don't really remember feeling different. It was just different.
Yeah.
Whenever
Yeah, something
when you buy
clicked.
into yourself,
Right.
So
I like that you said that. That's cool. Buy into yourself. Because most people say, oh, believe in yourself, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
That's another way of saying it, though. But
Yeah.
have some buy-in, man. Buy
Right.
into what you're doing.
yeah, you got to drink
know?
your Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
man.
Drink your own
exactly.
Kool-Aid, yeah.
Exactly, man.
You know?
Exactly. Own it, rock it, whatever.
Never was like, I never ever like very humble because I never really thought I was amazing. You know what I mean? I never people would bring my band, oh, he's in a band, like I'm like, oh god.
Oh, right.
Like,
right.
don't pull it up, bro. Like they pull it up, they're playing it because everyone has different tastes, and
Yeah.
like what Cody likes might be completely different from what you like.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And that's fine. I mean, not everyone's gonna like stuff that I do, whether it be photography, YouTube, music, whatever. You're not gonna like everything, and that's fine. But as soon as you accept that, then you can start to be more authentic and do what you want to do.
Yeah, man. There's a really cool clip, and I might have mentioned it once before in a previous cast. Who knows? Anyways, there's a really cool clip with the dude who he's produced a lot of different people. He's kind of like an older cat, long gray hair, long beard. Oh, man, I can't believe his name is escaping me.
He's a
But
producer.
He's a famous producer. He did System of a Down. And he did a lot of other bands like them. But I remember him talking. He was like, "Man, you can't be doing any artist should not be doing art for the audience." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's funny that kind of resonated with me because there was plenty of times when our band we would be thinking about, well, what's going to be a crowd pleaser? And I think.
or how's the audience going to interpret this line?
Sure, any and all of that, and maybe that's
part of it.
I think that's okay to ask that, but when I heard that producer say that, I thought that was really really interesting, and I thought that was a really good point of just like, hey man, just like again, buying into what it is that you're doing, rocking or just feeling comfortable with what you got going on, and presenting that,
Yeah.
like you said, whether this person likes it, this person don't like it, whatever.
Yeah.
I like it. This is what I'm doing.
Exactly, and
And
that's the
so-
whole point of art.
Exactly.
You
and it's supposed to showcase the artist's talents.
Yeah,
Well,
And
I
so,
think Maynard said something along the lines of, at least for some people, people write music to heal,
Yeah.
right? And if it just so happens to heal other people too, then cool. But the main purpose was to heal the artist, or whatever it is, or to express, the artist's, emotions and whatever
yeah.
it is. And if people happen to resonate with that and jam and vibe with it, cool. Then all the better, But it doesn't necessarily have to, be like everyone has to like it or everyone has to, appreciate
because they're
it.
not gonna.
Yeah, because most
Not
people,
everybody's
especially
gonna-
in our genre, and our rock is
Yeah.
rock's not even on the Grammys anymore. Like it's not even televised.
I mean,
Really?
There's a lot of
It's
good
not.
rock out
It
right
hasn't
now.
been
too, man.
televised for
I've
a
been-
long time.
I've been liking a lot of the newer bands that come out.
Dude, there's some good ones.
Yeah.
I haven't branched out. I'm stuck in my
Yeah, you got
2000s. Like late 2000s, early 2010s.
Yeah, I use the
era.
Spotify has like a it's like a Discover Now type of thing where it'll show you stuff similar to what you like but newer, and I like using that.
Yeah, it's
pretty good.
Someone just showed me a band. Let's see, what is it called? North Lane.
Yeah,
They're pretty
they're
sick.
good.
They're pretty
There's
sick.
a lot of good bands like that right
Yeah,
now.
but they all kind of sound almost like similar.
Yeah, they're
like,
similar.
Like very like
Go back to the
genty,
2000s though. I mean, all those bands,
yeah.
you know, they all sounded the same.
pretty
too.
much. Yeah,
You know.
pop rock and stuff
The
like that.
only difference is
radio
like
rock.
the singer's voice is
Yeah.
different,
Right.
except for like like Limp Bizkit, obviously very unique sound to them.
yeah.
They don't sound anything like Trapped or
Right.
Saliva,
No.
right? But
Yeah.
but like still, if you took someone who doesn't listen to all that stuff and showed them all those songs, they'd probably think they're the same.
It's all the same. It's all
Yeah.
the same band.
Just like country all sounds the same.
Yeah, kind of does.
I like country, but I listen to everything.
There's a difference between like 90s country and what's
Well,
being
sure, yeah.
presented out
Those are the
there now.
golden age of country, dude.
I know. That's what I keep hearing. Yeah, for sure.
What do they call like the country and like kind of pop or rap kind of? What do they call that? Hip hop or what's it called?
Hick hop?
Hick hop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never heard
Yeah.
that. That's
yeah,
funny.
No.
yeah, I've heard that. Hick
No,
hop.
you haven't heard of that?
Yeah, but it's more like country rap. I think it's more like that Jelly Roll.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, when I first started listening to that, Jelly Roll came up, and this was before he made it as big as he's
Yeah.
at now. But I was following another dude named Michael Knight, and was listening to his stuff, but it was like that's what you would call it, like hip hop, I guess.
Yeah.
It was all out of Nashville, and it was just basically rapping to country tunes, country little vibe or whatever. But I'm surprised. I'm still stuck on the fact that the rock is not a genre in the Grammys.
Well, it is a genre. It's not televised.
I don't understand.
So they don't show it on TV, but they'll like announce it on social media. Oh, these were the winners of the best rock album,
And why is that?
because it's not popular.
Well, hang on. So remember this one time when Nothing More got invited to the
Yeah.
Grammys because they were nominated?
That was one of the first years it was not televised.
Yeah.
That was like 2017 or 2018 or something like that.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a
I
while
remember
since
that.
it's been on,
Yeah.
on the TV. It's all pop and rap and R&B and stuff like
And
that.
country maybe,
And country,
or
yeah.
whatever.
But no rock.
Huh. What's up with that, dude?
Bro, rock is
Haters.
like, I hate to say it. I mean, in pop and whatever's popular, rock is dead. I mean, there used to be
Yeah.
2 or 3 rock stations. Now there's one.
Yeah, but the good thing is with music is that it always comes around in cycles.
Yeah, so it'll have its
rock
heyday
will
again.
find a way to become relevant again.
I agree.
Hopefully.
Was it
Whether that's the rock that we consider rock or not,
Yeah.
the genre in some way will eventually come
Well,
back.
they say that even like electric guitar is being phased out of music. Like
Yeah,
there's
that's crazy talk.
well, you know what I mean, like
That's crazy,
pop and for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
like and there's no great guitar heroes anymore. I think they say like Slash was like the last guitar hero
Right.
that kids can look up to. I want to learn how to play guitar.
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I mean, there's no like great
It's sad.
rock heroes anymore.
We'll bring it back.
Yeah.
Isn't what the band that Jonathan Jordan's touring with
Wolfgang
Wolfgang?
yeah.
Yeah.
Van Halen's son.
Right.
Yeah.
He could be the
Yeah.
next guitar hero that this world needs right now, that these young
Maybe.
kids need, young rockers that are looking to rock out need
It's true.
to emulate.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and Avenged Sevenfold's still relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, what Sinister Gates,
Yeah.
right? I mean, he's pretty good.
He is good. I mean, there's a lot of good
I
guitarists
just
out
don't think
there.
he has
John
that
Five, there's
visual like Slash. I mean,
Yeah.
you see a picture of Slash, you know it's Slash.
You know
right?
it's
the
Slash.
Like,
top
that's
hat,
kind of-
the glasses,
Yeah,
the
like it's
cigarette. It's
that branding is
Yeah.
lacking in some of these other bands. They need to step it up.
Step
for
up their
sure.
branding.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I can't imagine someone's face. Like in a band, like you can kind of see, like recognize them by their face. Sometimes I
Yeah.
can't recognize. I don't know anybody's face anymore.
Yeah.
it's just maybe a name, but they all look kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like, the kind of young, long haired, kind of grungy looking
Tattoos.
tattoos. That's about it.
You know what? I see it now though. I can see why. Like I feel like my earth just got shattered. I didn't realize that rock was getting as little recognition as it's been getting
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
And I can see how like older people of older generations, like when they get mad at the younger generation, my music was better than
Shake a
yours.
fist at
Yes,
the
yeah,
sky.
I get it now.
You're gonna be that guy.
I might be, dude. I did not realize
Bro,
this. This
yeah,
is making me so sad.
It's a good band name. Shake a fist at the sky.
That's pretty good.
Yes, yes, I like that. It's very native. Shakes fist.
Shakes.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
Anyways,
a band I heard of. I can't remember where I heard them, but they're called Scream at the Sky.
I think I've heard of that band. Yeah.
Yeah, they might be local. I don't know.
I've seen it or heard something similar to it.
Yeah, The guy's on my feet all the time, Scream at the Sky. I was like, oh, it's kind of a cool band name.
Not bad.
Yeah.
When you first started doing photography, I seem to remember seeing you at Scout a lot with the
Yeah.
camera taking shots.
Yeah. So
Were you like practicing or?
it's photography's weird, bro.
Yeah.
So I got into photography because I bought a camera for my girlfriend because she wanted to learn how to do photography.
Okay.
right? And so I get her the camera and she's like, well, I can't figure out how to use it. So I learned how to use it to teach her how to use it. Right.
Right,
And I'm
right, right.
sure you guys been in some kind of situation like that before.
Okay.
So I teach her how to use it. And in the process of me researching the camera, buying the camera, learning how to use the camera, well, now I want to use the damn thing. You know? And so it's kind of interesting is like, people who get into gear, like music gear, mics
Sure.
and all the things, guitars, right? Similar, you just want to play with it. It's new fancy gear.
Right.
Anyway, so I started doing that and I started to learn. And when you learn, it's like surface level photography is really simple, right?
Right.
Point, click, right?
Yeah.
Easy. It's not. It's not that easy. You start getting into all this technical stuff, different lenses, cameras, lighting, all these things. But anyways, I back to your point. Back when I would go to Scout Bar, some of it was practice, but also I wanted to get good at it so that whenever I needed to teach my girlfriend how to take pictures of me on stage, I could be like, "Hey, this is what I did last time.
Right.
Here you go."
Check it out. Yeah.
And in that process, like, anytime you learn a new skill, it's helpful to improve on things. So, because eventually you get into filming your own videos, doing your own photo shoots,
Right.
using all these things. So for me, it was just like a learning thing, but I fell in love with it, So I started doing bands and I started shooting weddings back in like 2015. Shooting landscapes, making art, pictures of my kids, obviously, all that kind of stuff. And when you start doing it, people start to notice, and when they start noticing, they start calling, how much do you charge? I'm like, I don't know. I never charged nobody before.
Right. To Google you go, right?
How much do you charge for a photo shoot? Right. And so it was a little bit of a struggle to try to figure those things out because you've never done it for money. So you don't know how to be confident doing that. Right?
Sure.
And so it took a few years to figure it out.
So you didn't have anyone teaching you? You all self-taught pretty much?
No, I had one. You remember Mark McKinney?
That name sounds familiar.
He used to shoot a lot of photography for Scout Bar.
Okay.
And whenever he shot my band many a times, and always did a killer job. I'm like, hey, how'd you do that? Show me the way. So he showed me a few things here and there, but nothing like a one-on-one mentorship. It was more just like, hey, come, we're gonna go shoot this. You want to come with me? And we'd shoot for a day, and then wouldn't shoot with him again for months,
Right.
But those little sessions helped, and then YouTube, obviously, YouTube
course.
Academy
Yeah.
is like number one
For sure.
But honestly, like when it comes to stuff like that, you can sit there and learn all day long, but until you start doing it, you'll never really learn it. So
Oh yeah, exactly. That makes sense.
you can learn all the jargon that doesn't really help if you don't know how to manipulate it.
Well, see, so like I'm looking at this camera on the table now.
Yeah,
so
this
all
one.
these little buttons and little wheels, they all mean something.
Yeah. Yeah, this one turns the camera on. And then the top one is just like a mode dial. There's like different presets.
Right.
And
Hold
then
the camera up just a bit.
and then on the back, most of this stuff is customizable. So like for me, like this changes my ISO, which is like basically tells the camera how sensitive to beat of light.
Oh, you can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the one in the front, it changes how wide open the hole is, because the wider the hole is in the front, the more light comes in. But
Okay.
the wider the hole, it also means less stuff will be in focus.
Right.
And then obviously the back one does your shutter, which means how long it stays open and closed, right? So capture movement,
Okay. For
free
loops.
stuff, all that good stuff.
Gotcha.
And the other stuff is each button has like a little function or, whatnot like that. But most of it pretty simple. There's three things: your shutter speed, your ISO, and your aperture. Those
Okay.
are the only things you really got to worry about. And just knowing how to manipulate those to get the results you want in different environments,
Right.
And then you start adding flash in, you start doing all this other crazy stuff, and it's like,
flash and lighting is, pretty important too.
yeah, right now there's like a movement. I don't know if it's a movement, but like for a while, like natural light photography was like very in style with all the Instagram stuff, and you put like a warm filter on it, make it look all faded.
Yeah.
That was like the thing for a long while now. But like flash photography is like what's been kind of coming back, which is funny enough is what I've been doing a lot of lately.
Yeah.
I do almost every photo shoot I do now has flash.
Yeah.
And because mostly it gives you like a different look.
Yeah.
And so the whole point of any art is you want to be seen, if no one sees it, then what's the point, right? So, I mean, well, there's a point still, but for something like me, I need clients, and in order to get clients, I got to be able to say, hey, wow, here's this,
Yeah.
like, dang, that looks really great. I want to hire them, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the marketing side of it. But in general, though, I like the look that I get from using on-camera flash mixed with natural light. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, though. It's a lot of work to get that right.
I would imagine so. I mean, of course, all we see is like, say, for instance, that video we looked at earlier with the girl
flash.
on the
Yeah.
swing,
Right.
right? You had these type of lighting set up.
Yeah.
Then that's the flash, right?
Yeah,
So-
one of
okay.
them was in a soft box, an octo box.
Yeah.
And it's just like a little speed light that you can normally put it on your camera, but it also has like a wireless trigger that I can make it shoot remote.
Okay.
And so there was one in a box right there, and then the other one, someone was just holding it, and it had like I put an orange gel on there, so whenever it flashes, it puts out like orange light.
Some shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you got white in the front to make them look, naturally skin toned.
Sure.
And then in the back, you hit it with the orange so that you have like a little, rim of gold and light on their shoulders. So,
Yeah, see, like he's showing it
yeah.
there.
You
So
discovered
if you were to
that-
like zoom in, you'd be able to see how that like the left side of her has like a little bit of a
I
golden
see it.
light.
I see it on
Yeah,
her
yeah.
hair. The
Yeah.
reflection on the hair. How cool is that?
See, there's the flash. She's just holding
Yep,
it there. It's
yep,
shooting
yep,
orange light at the back of her, and it kind of helps give her that little pop off the background and adds a little warmth back into. I mean, obviously these are edited photos.
See, and that's the other thing. So here's what's crazy to me. All right, first off, wow, right? So first, just like starting with.
Yeah.
I bought this camera for my girlfriend too.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
I'm throwing like soft stuff of gel
Yeah,
and orange
exactly.
gel and all this. Like clearly, you've taken your education to.
Yeah.
To, I mean, and you're obviously still learning. I'm sure.
Right. I mean,
I'm
you
sure this
always
is a process.
learn
You're
something
always
new.
learn something, right? But clearly, enough to get to a good point to where yes, now you feel confident charging people. Now you feel confident in your abilities to record something that is very important to people, like a wedding.
Yeah.
Like that they want that to be spot on.
Yeah, that's
You
just
know what I
stressful,
mean?
but I've learned about myself that I like being stressed out,
Sure.
which is
You perform well under pressure.
weird. Yeah,
That's what it sounds
yeah.
like.
And so, people are like, oh, weddings are terrible. There's too much stress. And then all I was like, I'm good with it because most of the people at a wedding are like happy to be there.
Sure, yeah.
Usually, not always, but
Yeah, right. yeah.
So like everyone's happy. Everyone's, enjoying a great occasion, and as long as I do what I'm gonna do and make sure everything's right,
Yeah.
like everyone's gonna be happy,
Sure.
But it's easier to capture those moments of people like just being themselves, and like I'm not a big poser. Like I don't like to pose people.
Okay.
I mean, obviously I have to do it occasionally, and there are points in a wedding that you have to do pose shots.
Yeah.
But generally, I like to have like a more photojournalistic approach where it's like let people do what they do, and I'll capture them doing it.
Yeah.
That's easier. For one, it's easier, but it's also natural because when you try to pose people who are not good at posing,
Oh yeah. They probably
they're
look
always
rigid.
very stiff, and it's very difficult to to make it look authentic, right?
Yeah. And that's that artistic eye you probably have too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. That little artistic side of you that never leaves. Originated with music and turns into now photography.
So
Yeah.
that leads us into a nice little segue.
Oh, cool.
So we have Dr. Lane Dittman.
Oh, very nice.
Remember Lane? He just chimed in with a quick question. First of all, he says, "Hey, I remember us playing a show with your band at Scout. I remember you wearing a green bodysuit and singing through your own Line 6 mic, which Ruben hated dialing in."
He learned to love that mic, by the way.
Yeah. Nice. And then he said he has a question. How have you married your musical performance experience with your venture into photography?
Oh, nice.
Well, so for me, it's like anytime I go out and do a photo shoot for a client, whether that be a wedding or event or whatever, I try to make the whole thing feel like an experience to them, not just like, okay, now stand here. Okay, all right, now look that way. I mean, some of that does occur, but it's really trying to make it to where like we get done, and you're like, Jacob, I had a great time. This was a lot of fun. I want you to feel that way whenever
Yeah.
it's over with. So if that's me telling a joke, asking you about your life and your story, and like those things are important because it feels like it's more of an experience and not just oh, we got to sit here and take pictures,
Yeah, like the Walmart photo
Right.
shoot or something.
And
yeah.
so I feel like maybe it's that, like even at weddings, I'll be on the dance floor, I'll dance, I flirt with grandma, whatever. Because
Yeah.
I like people. I like to do those things.
Yeah.
And so I take a little bit of the performance aspect in a way, I guess. But
Sure.
the things I've learned from being in a band, talking to strangers, learning about people that I've known nothing about you, but let's talk. Oh, tell me your story. What's going on? And so like that part is probably the most important thing that I've learned. And then also, you know, whenever you're in a band and you do a big jump and someone captures a picture of you looking like super cool, and
Yeah.
you're like, I want to deliver that experience to my clients, you know. And I want them to feel like, wow, I didn't know I looked that good.
Yeah. Look good in
So
photos.
I think that's how I would answer that question.
Nice. Very cool.
Is there another question?
The only thing up there is Mr. Johnny Rocket says, how do we become a guest on the show?
Oh, yeah. So to answer that, we do have the email, right? The
Yeah.
Talk of All Trades
Podcast.
at gmail.com. Again, Talk of All Trades podcast at gmail.com. You can just, write to us there. Tell us your name. Tell us what you do. Why you'd like to be on the show, I guess. And yeah, we'll schedule you in for sure. Because we have quite a few list of people to go through. So we'll definitely put you in, Mr. Johnny Rocket.
Yeah.
Whoever you are.
If that is your real name.
Yeah, who are you? Answer me. No, I'm just kidding. That's cool. Yeah, no, and so I would like to talk to you about this part too now, the editing, right? So,
Yeah.
because I mean, I don't want to fancy myself a photographer, right? But I
Right.
can take a picture and put a cool filter on it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah, I don't use filters.
no filters.
No, I don't use filters.
Okay.
So-
Okay. Do you like make your own filters, or
Yeah.
do you think it's cheating?
Well,
or,
they're. I don't think it's cheating necessarily. I mean, because ultimately, like the whole point is to like take a photograph,
Yeah.
right, capture a moment, and then make it look the way it felt to you,
Yeah.
when you were there, right? And if
Okay.
that means this filter just happens to make it look exactly how it felt, then whatever, that's
Right on,
fine.
right on.
You know, that's your vision, that's the way you feel. I'm cool with it. I just typically don't use filters per se, but I do create my own presets. So I will, I'll upload 1,000 images into the to Lightroom to edit. I'll go through and I'll cull all those out to where I have like, okay, took 1,000, now it's like 300, right? Say for like a wedding. So now I have 300 images I got to edit. And then I'll take the first one and I'm like, okay, I like this image. Great. And I'll edit that image all the way out, right? And now I know the look that I'm going for the rest of the photos.
Okay.
And then I'll take that and I'll create a preset out of it, and then I'll apply
it.
to each one.
So you have pretty much the same look throughout the entire.
Right, except for lighting changes and things like that. So ever so often you got to readjust, and then cropping and centering and framing things properly. It's tedious.
I was going to
It's
say
very
that sounds like a very tedious part of the
Yeah.
process.
How long,
but it's enjoyable though. in a way.
how long do you think it takes you, just say for one photo, that you get to actually get that editing dialed in if you didn't have your preset?
Yeah, so right now, I kind of have a preset that I use as like a base preset for a lot of stuff. And if it doesn't look good, then I'll start from scratch. If my base preset that I use for a lot of my work looks pretty good, I'm like, okay, I'll apply it, and then I'll spend maybe 3 to 5 minutes making sure that photo looks good. And then it's about 1 minute to 2 minutes for each photo after that.
I got you.
Unless it's like the exact same thing but slightly different.
Yeah.
It might be able to copy paste, and then I'll have to re-edit a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit
minute
more.
or two. And so you're doing that,
But for 300 photos.
300 photos. That's
Yeah.
300 minutes minimum
Right.
if you did it that way. I mean, obviously sometimes you can batch like 20 at a time, and like that's good. You kind of go through them. But
How did you go from 1,000 to 300 again? I'm sorry.
you cull through them and you
What does
just
that
go
mean?
through. So like there's like a shortcut on my keyboard to where it's like flags a photo.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And if you hit it twice, it'll unflag it. So you just right arrow key, flag, I like that one. Nope. Flag that one. It's good. And just go through the whole 1,000.
Oh, damn. So you got to do that process
manually.
yourself.
Yeah.
So that's a part. I'm sure that takes some time as well.
Yeah, but it's fast though. Good, bad.
Yeah.
And then when it's all said and done, you're like, something's missing. I'll go in for like, I know where it was in this area, and I'll pull them all back up. I'm like, oh yeah, I missed that one. Pull it back in.
Okay, gotcha.
There's like it's a trial and error, but you gotta, like anything like with photography or jobs like this, you have to have a process.
Sure,
That's
sure.
my process.
And that's
I
your process.
Ingest it, save a backup, save it into my files, and then go through them, select all the good photos, and then cull them down.
So with today's, I guess with everything being so digital, right? I probably already know the answer to this question, but when you're done with your session,
Yeah.
okay, whatever it was, you just send them the digital file, and it's up to them to print it. Pretty much.
So the way I do it, I have once I deliver the gallery, I have like a website that's a gallery hosting website.
Okay.
And in there, it'll have all their photos that I delivered, right? Say 300.
Okay.
You know, or if it's a 1 hour shoot, it might only be like 30 photos.
Right.
You'll get a link and it'll have a download code, and you just open that gallery up, download all the photos. If you want to print, you can actually print directly from that website.
Oh, really?
It'll ship it directly to your door. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are you involved in that printing process?
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, it's completely like self-fulfilled.
Okay.
Yeah. And I tell my clients all the time, is like, look, if you're going to be giving these to your grandma and your grandpa and your cousins and you're printing wallets, just go to Walgreens.
Got you. Yeah.
I don't like, it's not going to do me any favors to like make you hate me because you have to print these high expensive prints through me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about that. Like I said, it's all about the experience, customer service. So like, you can take that, go print it wherever you want. But if you're going to put one on your mantle, if you want to put like a nice picture on your wall, do that one through me.
Right. Or through the gallery host that you
because the quality is just so much better. Like, you don't want to put this big, 16 by 20 print over your mantle and get it from Walgreens. It's gonna look like shit.
It's all pixelated and grainy and stuff.
And well, not only that, but like the paper quality is not gonna be as good, and the ink quality, so it'll fade over time. And so like the higher end prints, they last longer.
Right.
And so that's what I tell them. Is you're gonna send these out to friends and family just for whatever. Print on a postcard, like whatever.
Bro, I went
do it
this,
wherever you want.
Went to this guy's house, and he had like his family portrait like on his wall.
Yeah.
Huge. And it looked like they were looking. It looked like I can reach out and touch them.
Yeah.
Like, it was that realistic. I was like, wow.
How much do you think that cost that dude? How much do you think that cost? You would know. You would know.
What
more.
size is it?
Few $100. Probably,
Probably a few $100.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like 2 feet by like 3 feet, something like that.
Yeah, probably like. Well, for just the print, it depends on what it's on. If it's just like regular photo paper,
probably like 3 feet by 4 feet. Actually,
regular photo paper, probably like $80.
No, it looked hyper realistic.
My price would be
your
80,
price? Okay,
but
I
like
see.
$80
To get a hyper realistic photo print, like he
it
was.
depends on the
suggesting.
medium, right? If it's printed on glass or metal, or if it's printed on like just regular photo paper, or if it's printed on canvas, like all those things cost wildly different prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a 16 by 20 like canvas, that's going to cost me probably like $75. But if you were to buy it, it'd be like 300.
I know this. I just bought something like that in New Orleans.
Yeah, you might be able to find it cheaper, at some sites where it might be like 150, whatever. But for the quality that I get, it'd be like $75 just for me, and then I'd have to sell it.
Is that because you're a photographer and you have like? Some
Yeah,
sort
I
of-
have like an account.
An account?
Yeah.
Okay,
so you
it's-
get a discount price because most photographers mark up anywhere from 300 to 400% on prints.
Yeah.
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 So $1 print costs you $4
No, I hear you.
roughly.
Yeah, it like retail kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I bought. So we were in New Orleans and we happened to walk by. So we were in an outlet mall over there and we happened to walk by this like spot that had like photography prints, right?
Yeah.
And they were on glass. I'd never seen it on glass.
On glass, yeah.
And that was really cool, but those were expensive, dude.
Yeah, acrylic.
They were like $600. I was
Yeah.
like, how much does this cost
It's
you to
high
print
price.
this motherfucker?
Right.
But I knew what was up. I mean, you got to,
Yeah.
you know, like you said, there's going to be a markup, and that's just
Yeah,
the
for sure.
standard. It is what it is.
And
so-
really, the markup's still totally up to you. Like I'm saying, hey, this $500. It's $1,000. There's only one of these in the world. It's $1,200.
yeah, that's how that dude was
Like-
talking with me. Because he was like, this is $600, but for you, I'll do it for the. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's why I was like, how much does it really cost you to
Yeah,
print this
yeah,
motherfucker?
All right.
Start super high.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
2 million, but for you, I'll do it for like a 350.
It's like, man, I'm getting a hell of a deal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting though. I mean, I don't really care too much about prints because like if they print, I'll make some money. If they don't,
Sure.
I'm not too worried
See,
about
but
it.
check this out though. With your photography, you capture your a shot that you're just really proud of. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
could see you wanting to replicate that print. Maybe you're like, maybe it was like a scenic shot or something. You know what I mean? Some awesome landscape you
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
one of
captured.
those 30 days challenges.
Yeah, there's
some of
the- yeah, I actually
were
have-
really impressive.
Do you
by the way.
know the Art of Coffee and Kima?
So, yeah.
No, I don't. He does, I guess.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, well, over there at the Art of Coffee and Kima, I've sold a couple prints over there, and they have some of my artwork on the wall.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. I was like, somebody bought my print. Hey, that's awesome.
Right,
you know?
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
but
so
I do
you-
that for fun though. Like I'm not like that's not like part of like my main money making thing.
No
you know?
doubt.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I mean, there's photography, but then there's like, you're an artiste. you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
all
And
different.
both are great. And I like my time is just limited,
Yeah.
because I still work a full time day job, Monday through Thursday, I work 4-10 schedule. So
Is that worth talking about, by the way?
Huh?
Is that worth talking about, by the way?
No, I mean, except for the fact that I don't like being there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a great job. I'm very thankful and
Sure,
grateful for what
absolutely.
I have. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. And most
It's got
of the,
bennies, right?
Huh?
It's got bennies, like benefits.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And most of the people I work for are great, but
Yeah.
it's I work in an oil refinery, so like when I clock into that gate, it's like prison to me for 10 hours.
Yep.
And then usually once a year I'm stuck working 7 days a week for 4, 6, 8 weeks or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it's
we're-
fine, it's hard to complain that I'm working, so don't misunderstand what I'm saying.
No,
but
not
it's
at all.
just it's like I would much rather be shooting someone's wedding than being out there for 10 hours.
I got you. It's a
12
means
hours.
to an end, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Is that the
Well,
goal,
it's-
you think? To
yeah.
eventually be doing photography full time?
Yeah, so actually, I mean, this is a little wild, but my goal is actually when my daughter is off to university, I want to sell 90% of everything I own, and I'm getting in a Class B RV, and I'm traveling all 50 states in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's my plan. Doing fine art photography.
Ain't
state to
nothing crazy
state.
about that, dog. Good
Yeah,
for you,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. Sounds
Solo
like a
dolo,
dream
bro.
come true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So that's my dream. It's my goal right now. I started doing YouTube to try to like grow enough of a following so that whenever I and get good enough talking to a camera, it's where I'm not feeling like a goon the whole time. you know?
Sure.
To try to work on that skill over time until I leave. That way I can just
You can document.
I want to document, because the thing is, man, it's like the older I get, and I start seeing family members and friends and people start to pass away, get sick. People that I work with retire and then pass away.
Yeah.
It's
Ever
like
get to that age.
I'll be 40 in a few years.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And based off of just raw numbers, I'm not saying trying to be morbid, but like my life is halfway over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and you got about 20 more years left of being young-ish.
Good health.
So
right?
like, what am I going to do while I have the opportunity? And that's kind of what I want to do, is I want to just go explore. I want to go travel, because I love to travel, but because I've been a father, I haven't really been able to travel the way I want to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have responsibilities, stuff I have to do, and people rely on me, so I can't just leave.
Right.
I can't do XYZ because I have people to take care of.
You could, but they'll have an issue later.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dad left for cigarettes and never came back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my mom, she was a single parent with 4 kids,
Yeah.
and so I've always like had, I always tried to be the dad that I never had, I
Right.
guess you could say. And, my dad, he was gone before I even came out. He was like, "That ain't my kid. See ya."
Yeah.
And maybe I get a little bit of the gypsy soul from him, is because, he worked for a traveling carnival, actually. I mean, not when he met my mom, but afterwards, he
Sure.
made some bad decisions, and then he got on with the carnival, and he just hit the road and never came back. But, I don't think I'm anything really like him, but like, I think that idea of traveling and going and just wherever the wind takes me is like appealing.
Yeah.
But also I want to leave like some kind of, I don't know, not legacy necessarily, but like, I feel like I've done a lot of artistic jobs in my life, and I've always poured my heart and soul into things that are just not normal for the average person.
Yeah.
And I want to leave something because I only have 1 kid. I have a stepdaughter, or, that's another whole long story, but I'm not with her mom either. But
Okay.
I'm single right now.
Gotcha.
But I want to leave something for my kid, my grandkids, my great grandkids, for like, hey, like, you can do anything. Like, look what your grandpa did.
Right.
Look
I
what your
gotcha.
great grandpa did. Like,
Yeah.
you can get to know him through these videos if they wanted to. Maybe they
Sure.
won't even care, but
Yeah.
But it's like, that's something. I don't care if it gets a million views and all that. It's
Right.
just something I want to experience it. I want to go. I want to document it. Leave like some type of legacy or whatever you want to call it behind.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
No, dude, you'll be able to do that with the skill set that you got right now. That's pretty. freaking
Everything's
impressive.
leading to that, bro.
Yeah. I can see it happening, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'll definitely follow it. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
sweet.
And just have to live vicariously through that.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends throughout the country, and I want to stop in, visit people, do different things.
dude, yeah.
There's so much to see. This country has a lot to offer, and
Yeah.
people bash this country and talk a lot of
Shame
bad
on
stuff, but it's like there's so much greatness here.
is. There is.
There really is. We have like literally every other country in the world. We have a piece of that somewhere in our country.
That's true.
And that's kind of crazy that you talk about that, because a lot of people complain like, oh, I need to get out of the country. I want to go see Vietnam. I want to go
Yeah.
to Europe. I want to see Paris. And you ask them, well, how many states have you seen inside the United States? Like seen. And what do they tell you? Oh, I've been through like I've been to Florida, I've been to Las Vegas or California. And they're
Exactly.
Like, well, have you been like to Red Rock? Have you like traveled outside of Vegas? They're like, no. Did you even know that, the Grand Canyon's not that far? Did you even?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't even.
Exactly.
They don't even try. And like you say, you plan on just selling everything and just going on this adventure. That's just totally wild. Because me and Cody, we just got back from Wolf Creek over in Colorado.
Yeah.
Just a couple days ago. I just got in this morning.
Yeah,
And,
I literally got off the plane and came straight here.
yeah. And there's just so much beauty out there. Literally,
there
it was dry and it was not snowy, and we woke up the next day and there was 6 to 8 inches of snow on the ground, and he left, and we both ran into blizzards leaving.
That's crazy.
So it is wild, but there's just so much beauty out there. And
There really is.
You get to go to all 50 states. You get to experience something that like people only dream, and they don't really understand what they're missing out just here in the United States.
Just like as Thomas said, I'm gonna live vicariously through that. And honestly, I feel like everything that I've ever done in my life has been that way. Like even like one thing that made my band so successful, so to speak, is not because we were amazing or so innovative or whatnot, but it was like everyone who came and met us and knew us and came to our shows, they were part of our band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They really were. It's like, I met you last week and now you're a fan. That's cool. Come hang out. Oh, we're having a house party. Oh, the next show, you want to get on stage with us? You want, here, whatever. Here's a free shirt because you've been to the last 5 shows. Your family, and they're like, everything in life is about people. If you really dumb it down to its smallest thing, it's like, it's all about people. Just like, I met you guys through music and I'm here in your podcast right now.
Right.
Because we became friends and, that's how things work. Right?
Exactly.
And so for me, it's like, live vicariously through things. That's exactly right.
Yeah, yeah. And I can see you now like taking pictures. Again, of course, you're going to do this, right? You're documenting all this stuff, but who's to say you didn't compile it into some sort of book, man?
Yes,
you know what
there
I'm
will be a
saying?
book.
I mean, come on, dude. That would be cool. And for people who
50
can't.
States of Jake.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying?
That was a 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
Just kidding.
That one went over my head, man.
And they're all black and white or gray.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go.
That was comedy
That's
gold.
a good
and I
idea.
missed it.
Maybe we'll do that. Put a gray book out, all black and whites.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, exactly, man. People could be able to pick it up and thumb through it and see what you experience, man, and get a chance to take that all in. That's cool. That's cool.
Ultimately, like I like to teach. That's one thing that I've learned about myself over the years.
Yeah.
Is that I like to teach people. I like to, it's like for me, it's not all self-fulfillment of like, look at how great I am. I've never been that way.
Right.
Obviously I know I have skills in certain areas and I know I excel in things that other people don't.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but it's never been like, oh, look at me.
Yeah, you could lord it over them or something. Yeah.
It's like, check out this cool thing I'm doing. Do you want to be part of it?
Yeah.
Or like, can this help you? Whatever. It's not so much about, well, look at me. I'm so great.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
people are going to think what they want to think regardless. So it's not really
there's
that
always
big a
going to be critics, man.
Yeah.
You got to just filter that out because you recognize what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Old music taught me that a long time ago.
Sure. Yeah. No doubt, man.
But I remember it's a funny story. One time I was playing at Scout Bar.
Yeah.
And my mom came, my sister came, my brother came, and they're all 3 standing in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah.
And my brother was standing next to this guy, and this guy was like talking shit.
Sure.
And he's like, that's my brother. And he's like, fuck your brother. so my brother turned and said, no, fuck you, and fucking knocked his ass out.
Damn it, man.
Damn.
And I was like, bro, you didn't need to do that. Like, it's okay. Not everyone's going to like what I do, bro. And he goes, I don't care if he liked it or not, but he was talking shit.
Yeah.
It's like your family. You ain't gonna talk shit about my family. Yeah,
Exactly.
you fucking cold clock that dude, bro.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I was like, oh god, bro.
That's hilarious, man.
But yeah,
He
but
said-
that's how you know your family got your back.
No doubt. No doubt.
I mean, I don't want him to get in trouble over it, but that was a long time ago.
Oh, I know. Man. I've been in fights at Scout Bar too. But
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid whenever you go enough times.
It's gonna happen. But that is funny though. Yeah, he's talking down. Hey man, that's my fucking brother.
Well, he shouldn't have said fucking brother.
Oh well,
No disrespect or anything, but
Yeah,
not my thing. No, he said fuck your brother.
Yeah, that's true.
Them's fighting words.
That's-
Exactly,
and that's exactly right.
And it's like, why, bro? It's like if you don't like it, just fucking leave.
Yeah, leave. Right.
Go outside, have a cigarette or whatever.
Yeah.
And then wait for the next band.
Yeah.
Why are you going to sit there and continue to watch me if you don't like it?
Just because it's just, I guess, hating on you feels so good.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? There's always going to be haters, bro. Like, what are you going to do, right?
Exactly.
Hey, if someone's hating on you, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You filter it out, like you said, and you keep going with your purpose, and you're genuine. You know what you're doing is genuine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I like, it's almost like every time you keep talking about what you're getting ready to do, I can't help but think, like, and things that you've discussed before. It's almost like you're being of service to people in some form or fashion. You know what I mean? And I feel that as men in particular. You know, I'm not talking about man as humankind to mean man and woman. I mean like men. You know, like I think that's kind of our. If we can find whatever our purpose is, and if our purpose is to be of service to others, that's when men really start to shine.
Well, we just like to be useful, bro.
Yeah,
Men just want to be useful.
that's it.
Like, it's pretty. Like, I think like I'm a guy. I'm easy to please. It doesn't take much to please me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same.
If more women could figure that out, we'd be all right. But we also got to figure out how to not be idiots. So
Yeah, some of that's harder to.
Sounds like a big circus.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, for sure.
Man. Yeah, some of that's our upbringing and our environment that we've got to learn to kind of come to terms with, man.
Yeah.
And you know, hearing you talk about some of your personal family life, which thank you for sharing, by the way.
Yeah.
I can relate to some of it. You know what I mean? And yeah, that kind of hinders you a little bit. But you know, if you have the right woman at your side, they can understand
makes all the
that.
difference.
Well, yeah, because they can understand it. Hopefully, they can see it. I think some women maybe their purpose, and here we're going on a different road now. but maybe they think that I could save him. I can fix him. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
We're a project.
Yeah.
I feel like most people don't change until they're ready to actually change.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And they got to come to terms with that on their own.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't change for anyone but themselves, really.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
true.
I know a few people in my life who have turned around like straight 180s, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I never would have thought you'd do it, but
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
And that's such a good thing to see, I think.
Yeah. But it's not, no one's going to force someone to do that. You got to do that on your own, you know? And, you know, I've always been like burdened with responsibility, you know, in a lot of ways. Because, you know, like I said, my mom was a single mom. So my older brother, he was the closest thing I had to a dad most of my life. And, you know, so we had to, like, my mom worked night shift. We had to take care of ourselves. We get into trouble, but my mom was really good at, like, picking her battles of, like, when to get on us and when to let it ride.
Sure.
You know, and I'd talk to her as I got older, and she'd be like, I was like, Mom, how come you never found, I can't believe you never found out about this. And she's like, oh, I knew about it. Y'all thought y'all were smart, but you were not. I knew all about that, but it's just not worth the fight at that moment. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you'll learn that as a parent as you get older. And I'm like, okay, well, I was like, we thought we got away with it for years. I'm like, nah, dude.
It makes me think of what did I really not get away with?
Exactly.
You know?
Oh, I know.
Like, what else does she know about me?
Right.
Probably a lot, you know. But my mom's always been a great woman, and you know, I owe a lot of my successes in life to her. Not easy doing it with 4 kids.
No,
you
it's
know?
not.
So
It's not.
she's done a good job.
I would say a great example of what a strong woman, you know, and what, you know, we as men probably try to look for, you know, whether we do it consciously or subconsciously, you know, right? You find a partner that's kind of like your mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I'm
know,
sure that, I mean,
Some Oedipus
like,
syndrome or something.
No, not to that point. No, I'm not trying to get sexual aggressive with it. I just mean like, you know, but like the nurturing, caring thing.
yeah,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. I mean, I think we all look for something a little different, you know, like, I mean, I want someone who's going to be on board with what I'm doing,
Sure.
you know, like a ride or die.
Yeah.
I don't want someone who's lazy, sitting around drinking, nothing going on in their life.
Right.
You know, I want to be out. I want to be out about, moving, meeting people, doing things. I'm a social person, and I have to have that. You know.
Yeah.
For me personally, that's what I would be looking for. But you know,
Who knows, man?
you never know what you're gonna find.
Dude,
'Cause you
on
might
this-
fall in love with someone completely different, and that's fine.
Yeah. Well, you know, so you heard the old adage, right? The whole opposites attract. But somebody says there's an additional part to that says, "But similarities bond." And I didn't realize there was a whole other part of that. 'Cause
yeah, I never
ever heard.
There's
all I
always
ever heard-
been that
Opposites
duplex?
attract.
opposite attract, but similarities bond. Yeah, Go figure.
Yeah.
That's the complete thought. But
Yeah.
we only just know that one part.
Yeah.
But again, who knows?
That's interesting.
On this fit, I know it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is neat. I like that. It does make sense. But on this 50 states journey, dude,
Yeah.
man, maybe you find love. That's what I was trying to say.
We'll see, man. I don't leave for another probably 3 years.
Yeah.
So I'm saving money. Like right now, I'm in the process of putting my house up for rent. So, needless to say, like me and my ex of 12 years, we split up recently. And so I had to buy her out of the house so that I could keep it. Sure. And so I've been remodeling the house and I'm going to put it up for rent. But in that process, I had to buy her out. So all the money I had saved for this trip is now
Went to
gone.
that. Yeah, gotcha.
So now I'm back to square one. I got 2 years to save all the money and then another year of planning, and then I can leave. So we're looking at about 3 years and leaving in February. Because the first trip I think I want to start off Louisiana
Mardi Gras.
during Mardi Gras. Yeah.
Nice.
And then zip away all the way around the States.
Hell yeah. But just came back from Louisiana.
Yeah. I like
It's
Louisiana.
beautiful, dude. It's
Yeah.
beautiful, man.
There's some good spots over there.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially like New Orleans.
I normally can't make it past Lake Charles, though.
Yeah, what? Oh,
Casino.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Nugget.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Lake
I have to
Charles.
avoid casinos, bro, because
Yeah.
when I go in, I'm like, I'm only going to do this. And then
Yeah.
after a couple of drinks start flowing, which is another reason why I don't really drink alcohol anymore, is I'll be
Sure.
like $1,000 in, and I'm like,
Oh no.
I know. I've been to the ATM a few too many times. I'm like,
I can win it all back.
yes, just put it all in black. Come on, don't wear nothing.
no, yeah, I try to avoid that whole thing now. I do like going there. If I go there with like a date or a specific thing in mind, I can go eat, gamble a little bit, go to the pool. It's fun. It's a good getaway.
Yeah.
For only 2.5 hours out.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like East Beaumont, basically.
Yeah.
Lake
Yeah.
Charles, because that's all you
Yeah,
see
yeah.
there is Texas plates.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the casinos have gotten a lot tighter over the years, though. It seems like ever since COVID.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't been
Yeah.
in a long time.
I've only been twice, and both times I went, it was like complete opposite of what it was beforehand. Yeah, like you just lose the whole time.
Oh wow,
Yeah, no matter what game you play, it was just lose, lose, lose. I'm like,
wow.
at least I'm drunk.
Yeah. It's
tough.
I feel like that too. I feel like I lose more in Lake Charles than I do in say like Vegas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that too, but the last time I went to Vegas, it was not good.
No. Yeah, last time I went we were up for the first time. We've left with more money than we came with. Like it was
Yeah.
it was the first time that's ever happened.
Right.
Or second time technically, but yeah,
Well,
it doesn't happen often.
I think one of the biggest things is that you don't even win as much as you used to anyways, because like say for like blackjack, for example, like you'd play like a 3-2 table, right?
Yeah.
But now they're 5-6.
Oh yeah.
So you already win less.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
So-
probably doing that to make up for the lack of people
Exactly.
since COVID. Like
So they give less bonuses and less incentives.
In roulette,
and-
they added a 000
exactly
to the wheel.
So just that alone means you already lose more.
Yeah, the odds
So-
are now even more against you.
So that's what I'm saying. Like gambling is worse than it's ever been. So I don't gamble no more. I don't drink no more. I quit smoking like almost 4 years ago.
All the
so
vices.
I've been trying to like clean my life up, brother.
There you
Like,
go, man.
it was never really that bad before,
Oh, I
but
hear
just there's always room for improvement, and I've been just trying to get better.
I feel like
better,
we're
better.
at that age. That must be what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like gearing up for 40 because once you hit 40, I mean, 30 was already bad enough. Started falling apart a little bit. But I'm sure 40 is going to be the next 30.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to want to be in tip-top shape if you're
And
going to
then-
be driving to the northern states. I heard
yeah.
how Cody was breathing up on that mountain.
yeah.
It's like it ain't doing you no
Yeah.
favors up
Air's
at 14,000 feet.
Right.
The air is thin. Is that what you said?
There's thin up there, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, that's why, like, as I've gotten older, I increasingly go to the gym more, try to eat a little healthier, even though that area, I'm a sucker for sweets, bro.
No, me
I
too.
can't help it.
Me too. I have cookies for breakfast.
Yeah. I mean, like, I drink a Dr. Pepper a day to keep the doctor away and
Right.
everything, It's just,
Right.
I mean, I'm having a 7-Up today, but,
Nice.
Caffeine free.
But it's got those sugars, man. Those
Yeah.
sugars.
like, there's
Got
this
that much
guy,
sugar?
there's this guy I work with, I used to work with, he's retired now, but, he worked in the oil field with me, and I'd see him, once or twice a year and work with him for a couple months each time. And he would drink like a case of Mountain Dew
Jesus.
every shift.
No.
Like he would drink 8 to 12 Mountain Dews every shift, and he'd smoke 2 packs of cigarettes.
Every shift?
Every shift, yeah. Well, this in February was supposed to be his last, turnaround, last big job, and he was gonna retire. And then, like literally, like 3 or 4 days in, he had to go home because he wasn't feeling good. And lo and behold, he's like brain tumors,
Oof.
and he was about to retire. And it's like, dang, it's like stuff like that. Like that sucks. He's a great guy, and everything. But it's like those are like wake up calls for
Yeah,
me. That's
you saw it
like,
coming.
dang, bro, like.
Yeah.
All right, no more Dr. Pepper a day, Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper every other day.
Yeah, sure.
It's like making those micro changes in your life. I think you
Yeah.
just slowly build those over time, and you'll eventually get to where you want to be.
No doubt, for the better, man.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that same thing with a gentleman who, just ate bad, right? Ate bad, and then had a stroke and passed away. I've seen that happen a few times.
Yeah, scary.
And then I work in the oil and gas industry as well.
Yeah.
And have been for a while, and 17 years, to the point to where I've seen enough people, die before they retire because
Yeah.
of bad health.
Or retire and die right away.
And lifestyle habits, or that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this may seem a little bit morbid, but my company will put out bereavement notices when someone goes. And when I first hired in there, I thought that was strange, but I immediately made like an email folder for it. So that way I save all of those. And just to kind of remind me, I think I did that just to kind of remind me. And I did some math to see this dude retired like 5-6 years ago, and that was it. And there was a lot of them who were like that.
Yeah, that's
and
tough.
I'm like, dang, is that what's happening to me?
Life's short, bro. Like,
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
really
It is.
think
We're
about
fragile.
it, that we are. Life is short, and everything's unpredictable. So,
Yeah.
I've been on this. I go on a little short story for like right before COVID. I started playing video games again, right?
Okay.
And like shooter games. Anyways, well, I kind of went down like this rabbit hole of like playing every day for multiple hours every day for
Right.
several years.
Yeah.
Like right before COVID, and then because of COVID, I was like, well, I'll just keep doing this.
Yeah, there ain't shit else
and
to
so,
do.
but I noticed in that time, I call it the dark ages of my life, because I was no longer doing band stuff. I'm just locked in a room playing video games all day, not spending time with my family, my kids, and all this stuff like that. And it was like, it wasn't until like after that, I was like, I picked up another camera because I was like, I wanted to do something else. I needed to shake my life up because things aren't good. I had lost weight. I looked sick, and not drinking alcohol or anything, just sitting up playing video games all night. And my girlfriend at the time, she had told me, she's like, hey dude, you're messing up. I'm like, okay. So I like tried to make a change, and so like now, I mean, I've like, it was like difficult, to like come back from that.
Yeah.
I mean, video games, I love it. I've been playing video games since I was a kid,
Sure.
But it wasn't until I was an adult playing like these shooter games, these online multiplayer games, where it's like, it really like sucked me in, bro. I'm streaming on Twitch, dedicating my life to this, and eventually I was like, I got out of it. I picked up my camera again. I started shooting. I started going to the gym again. And it's like my life now feels so much better than it did during those like 2-3 years. And the biggest regret of all that is just like the time I didn't spend with my kids.
Yeah.
And it's hard to know you're messing up when you're in there like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you got tunnel vision, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't know. It's just interesting story, but it's like, man, like if I could bring anything back, it would be those 3 years,
Right.
Of like just not being the best dad that I can be.
And
being
that's something that's just crazy with video games, because I don't know Cody plays Legend, but I guess I play single shooters too, and I had a similar thing where a couple of years ago I just got sucked into just playing single shooters, and it's like you try to get out, but then you're like, oh, I need to get,
And then the buddy's like, hey, you hopping on? I'm like, yeah, might as well.
Yeah. Next thing you know, the day's gone, and you're like, oh man, I didn't really get everything I needed to do. I'll do it tomorrow.
Forgot to eat.
Forgot to eat.
Well, I remember one time it was like probably the biggest wake up call for me is that I was gaming, and then the sun came up.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend comes down and she's like, are you still playing? I'm like, no, I just got back up. I just woke up and decided to get back on.
I woke up like
But
this.
actually, I think I'm gonna go back to bed. I'm like, dang it, bro. Like, what's wrong with you? But it was just like, I was just so into it, and it's like,
addictive.
But that was like a wake up call for me. I was like, yeah, I ain't doing that again.
You know what's funny, and after talking with you a little bit too, I seemed like that just might be your tendency. When you get into something, you want to excel at
I
it.
give it my all,
you
bro.
give it your all,
Yeah.
man. For better or for worse, right?
Yep, that's
true.
true.
And then you recognized, hey, man, okay, this video games is not probably the
Right.
best use of my time.
Exactly.
And you said something earlier too when you said you regretted it. You wished you could have get those 2 or 3 years back. I don't think as men you get to this age, and if you're paying attention, you don't have some regrets about something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's important, I think, because it's supposed to help change you, shape you, form you, and get you to where you are now. This is why when you try to explain things to younger men, right, guys who haven't yet experienced that
Right.
yet, they're not going to get it. They're going to be like,
Yeah, it's 'cause-
whatever, old man. I've got this whole.
I got my whole life ahead of me.
Yeah,
I'm invincible.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
All right, bro, you're about to find out, dog.
Yeah.
But it's honestly, it's like that bad time that you went through gave you the ability to reflect negatively on it, in the future.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
like the new you can recognize that.
Right.
And you
So-
appreciate the moments now
So
more.
it's kind of like a catch-22, right? Like,
Yeah, because you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
so-
doubt, no doubt.
but I'm like, I just wish I wish I could be the way I am now, but have not done that.
right.
Sure, sure.
So-
And that's it.
like that movie we watched. What was the name
Hot
of the
Tub Time
movie?
Machine?
Let's go back in time. I know. I want a time machine. I know which one you're talking about. The one with
Salma
Owen
Hayek?
Wilson. Yeah,
Yeah.
Owen
Yeah.
Wilson. I forget what it was called, but yeah.
Yeah, we wrote a song about it. I mean,
We did, but I still forgot the name of the movie.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's fine. But yeah, you can't have the bad times without the good.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, and then that was sad too because that dude was all thrown off in addiction and stuff. And that's you want to talk about the biggest robber of time. It's that. It's
Yeah.
it's I mean, sure, video games, and of course you can get addicted to it as well. But I don't know. I think
Back in the day,
drug addiction is huge.
yeah, it is. Back in the day, though, video games, you put 4 controllers in and you play with your friends and you take turns.
Yeah.
It's a social thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then as I got older, it's like, now I'm in a headset with my buddies in different states and we're playing and we're having a great time, but the other people in my life are being neglected, right? And, and I don't regret the video game things because I actually made a few really great friends doing that. Like I was in 2 different weddings in different states from people I met online.
Dang.
Yeah, I flew all the way to Ohio to be in a buddy's wedding,
And he was an online buddy.
and I
He
never
was a gamer
met,
buddy.
I never met him in person
Remember
until then.
You seeing your post about that. Yeah.
And then the following year, my other friend that I've met playing video games and known in the same amount of time, he got married in Dallas. So I drove to Dallas and was in his wedding.
Right.
And those are real friends.
Yeah.
Even though I hadn't met them yet in person,
Yeah.
we were friends.
Talk to
But
them.
so that part I don't regret, but it's the time of with photography, I can bring my daughter with me. She can help me. She can assist me, and then afterwards we can go eat dinner and hang out.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like that's a thing that I can do, involving her into it. I can't
Yeah.
involve her into the gaming thing.
No.
She can sit there and watch me, but I'm in a headset and I'm talking to her.
Yeah.
She can't
So
play.
that's-
She can't get a headset on.
I mean, and
Jump in?
my kids do play a little bit, and sometimes when they play, I'll go in there and we'll jack around and play, and I'll take turns with them and stuff, and that's fine. That's okay. But whenever I'm being serious, trying to stream and do all this stuff, like doors locked, y'all stay out,
Right.
And so that whole disconnect from the family is like one thing that if anyone out there, I mean, we're on Twitch right now. Like a lot of people on Twitch watch Twitch, they play games and it's just like there's nothing wrong with doing it. Right. But you definitely got to learn how to manage your personal life.
Well, sure. I mean, that's why we only do the podcast once a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, right now, when kids are in their rooms, hanging out, whatever. But, if I
Right.
did this every single Sunday, that would take away from the family time.
Exactly.
And that's one reason. Obviously, another reason is because, our schedules don't always align.
Right.
Thomas
Yeah.
works shift work and stuff like that. So
Right.
we usually find one Sunday a month where we're both off. And we can commit to doing a podcast, because it is something that's fun. We enjoy doing it, but you know, I'm not going to let it, take over, everything,
Right.
be my only focus.
It's not going to consume every aspect of your life.
yeah, exactly. So you got to find the balance is all
Well,
I'm saying.
I really like the platform you guys got going on here. It's really easy to
Thank
talk.
you.
I mean, I know you guys personally already.
Yeah.
From years of knowing each other, so it's easier to talk to you guys. But yeah, I like it. It's really comfortable. It's chill.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it.
It's good.
So Lane has another question real quick.
Okay.
He says, do you have an interest in using your skills and applying them to aerial drone photography? If so, in what manner and what industries would you be interested in? And also, do you have any interest in shooting or editing video content for other content creators such as fishermen, such as Mikey J or Tam the Fishing Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Loaded question. Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of questions. I'll try to unload all that. So I just got my first drone. So I am dabbling in drone right now, and I just licensed the photo to a magazine from like one of the first drone shoots I ever did, like just 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
So I had a guy reach out, and he loved one of my drone shots of Kima,
That was
and he
quick.
wanted to use it. Yeah, I mean it's just a very subtle thing. It's a small magazine, but either way, I do want to get more into drones because I like it. It's fun, but my passion is in photography. Drone gives me another angle perspective, which is great. So yeah, I think I will pursue that more. As far as commercial stuff or where else I'll use it, and you talked about content creators in your question. I do work for some small businesses. Occasionally, there's a couple of nightclubs I work for, and then there's a law firm and a coaching firm that I've worked for before, creating like some content for them, like testimonials and stuff like that. As far as bigger people, I don't think I have the passion to help someone else grow their personal content creator journey. Because I try to do that for myself, and I barely have time to do that for myself.
Right.
So I'm not going to devote all my time to someone else's content
Right.
per se. I'll help, I'll assist, and if you need me for a job, that's fine. But I'm not going to be someone's full-time guy
Yeah, gotcha.
because I'm in this to tell my story, to do my thing.
Right.
But I also like to teach. So it's like, if it's a tit for tat, yeah. But as far as direction of my career, no. But I will help. I mean, I'm always interested in doing, something I've never done before. So I just helped photograph and I did a little bit of drone work for a couple of musicians that were shooting a music video in Houston and in Texas City at the Buc-ee's.
Okay.
And I had brought my drone with me, and I was there to take photos, and ended up doing some drone work. And I'm like, I sent him all the files, and he used it in the video. That's cool. Whatever.
Cool.
I don't mind. That's
The video was at Buc-ee's?
yeah. Well, they shot some of it out in front of Buc-ee's. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's the name of the band, or do you know?
Well, it's called Mix. You put me on stop.
Yeah.
I know it. But because I was just messaging him earlier. Mixed breed.
Oh, okay. Mixed breed?
Yeah, mixed breed
Okay.
is the main guy that I know.
That's his name?
His name's Bobby. Yeah, but I think it's
Is that KB? KB the mixed breed? Is he a rapper?
Yeah,
I know this cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just filmed over at the Buc-ee's. There's like some shots there out in the parking lot. They had some lowriders and shit. Yeah, it was a lot of fun,
Okay.
And then the Buc-ee's in the background, and then we went to Houston and we shot
Wait
some
a
stuff
second.
up there.
Any chance? Has it already been released?
Yeah.
Any chance we can take a look at that? Mikey?
I mean, you can. It's probably profane,
No, that's fine. That's not.
but
that doesn't
I mean,
matter.
there's only a couple of shots of mine in there.
there's only a couple shots of yours in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because he edited the video himself. The very first shot is the drone shot.
Okay, well, let's take a look at that real quick. And that's as quick as we'll look into.
I don't know what.
What's the name of it?
Mixed breed.
If
I
you
know this
type
dude.
in, let's see here.
I'm gonna need more than mixed breed.
Type
no,
in.
it's-
It's MIXBREED and
one word, by
free
the way.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, mixed
Free
breed.
money.
Mixed breed is one word.
Yeah.
He used to go by as KB the mixed breed.
Reminds
And-
me of that Marcus Manchild video we were in that one time. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Right there, Buc-ee's. There's my photo too.
Boom.
as the opening.
Yeah. And then that drone shot of Houston.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was mine.
Yeah, let's check it out real quick. I just want to see the drone shot too, but I also want to double check, make sure it's the same guy. That's your. Those are all your drone shots.
Some of that's they had a videographer. That's my drone shot.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, it's the Bucky's.
Me and my nigga, we gon' get it. Mix me, we pack, no, we keep
Yeah,
it packed.
the guy on the right, his name's Les. He's a good friend of mine from a long time ago. So.
Okay.
Is that the truck yard?
Me and my niggas, we go get it. Mix me, we pack, no, we keep it packed.
That's the mixed breed cat.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah. The one that
We want it all, play for the win. I'ma go get a lady like a light.
Actually, you
The
know what?
bald head guy.
I want to say that is him, but it looks different.
his style's changed a bit.
Is he from like Alvin?
I'm not sure where he's from. Yeah, that's cool. It's a fun shoot.
That
though.
is cool. All right, yeah.
Yeah, I
Hey,
enjoyed
but you
it.
know what? Speaking of,
Yeah, that creative idea. I liked everything about it. It was fun.
yeah.
Low riders at Bucky's.
Using the buggies, bro.
Dude, that's what's
Represent.
Hey, and that's over there at Eighth Wonder, I think.
Yeah, Eighth
yeah.
Wonder Brewery. Yeah,
Yeah. I recognize
The Beatles
that.
statues.
good
I
time.
wonder if that's that dude, man. I'd be wondering, man. Now I don't know. I can't tell just by looking at his face because the styles is different. But
Yeah, his
anyways.
name is Bobby Morin, I think.
God,
Yeah.
dude, I think that's him, dude. That's crazy. My wife would know. She would know better because
Yeah.
he rapped with her brother back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
Matt?
He was also in like a Louisiana style band for a while there too with this other chick.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. That's got to be him, dude.
Yeah, I met them. I used to, I worked for the Voodoo Hut
Okay.
in Kemah.
Oh, cool.
I created most of their content for them for about a year and a half.
Nice.
You bartend there too or no?
No, I didn't bartend there. I just strictly made content,
Okay.
photography, video, reels, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Updating their menu, all the things like that.
Oh, cool.
So I did a lot of work for there, and I actually met him there. He liked my work, and he had reached out like a year later.
Oh, sure.
to help him with this video. So.
Yeah, but go figure, right? That's
Yeah.
how those
Oh, yeah.
connections work. And I'm sure
Yes.
that's happened to you millions of times.
I would
you know?
say probably 60 to 70% of my work is all word of mouth.
yeah,
marketing. Yeah.
How
We'll-
cool is
we'll,
that?
We'll definitely
Yeah.
put your website and Facebook and all that stuff in the,
Oh,
in the
yeah.
link and
Be
the
great.
bio and all that stuff.
No
So-
doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I love what I do. I that's what it doesn't feel like work to me most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the editing part can feel like work.
Sure.
Video editing, especially, I've learned I like to film videos. I don't really like editing them
Yeah, it's a
because
pain.
it's hours and hours of like tedious. And I'm like a perfectionist in a lot of things, so I'm like over here like trying to perfect.
Yeah.
And then it's like no one cares if this transition's perfect.
Right.
But I care.
Yeah,
And
sure.
so like I need to find an editor if I want to start doing more video work.
If you do it like that.
Yeah.
So when you make those YouTube reels or anything like that, that's what you consider video. That's video editing.
Yeah, I mean I edit all those, but most of those are just like putting clips together. I don't mind doing putting clips together.
Okay, clips isn't
It's,
so
it's
bad.
whenever you start doing transitions and trying to build a storyline, and it gets complicated and it takes a lot of time.
Sure.
And then color grading and all that stuff. So with most of those reels, shoot on the phone, like little behind the scenes, wear a GoPro or something, and then you just take the clips, stick them in there, and then that's not too bad, right? But it's
Yeah.
like when you're building a full YouTube video out where you're doing whatever, like that's hours. Like it might be 10, 12 hours of editing.
Yeah,
Do you
and
have-
the rendering? I mean, the file
Yeah.
size.
Do you have a YouTube video that you did that with? Do you have anything that we could look on YouTube where you've done that?
Yeah. I
What's
mean,
your
you
YouTube
can't-
page?
Jacob Kitchens.
Okay.
I've had, don't judge me too harshly. This is
No.
like the learning period.
Are you kidding, bro? Like I just told you how we
Dude, you should
subscribe.
see our first podcast.
Yeah,
It was-
come
yeah,
on,
it was
man.
So
bad.
I would say the taco video might have been one of the better ones. I don't know why I'm
Kitchens.
not first. That's weird.
Oh, well, because
So you are
down,
first,
but
You're
that's not
first.
me.
Yeah, that's a
Wait,
sponsor.
that's not you.
That's not me. No,
That?
that's someone else.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Oh,
Yeah, there's me. I don't know why I'm not first. I got more followers than him and everything.
Wow.
yeah, man.
So go to videos
dude, look at you. You look gorgeous in that video.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my god.
The lighting
and
is
then
just
go
perfect,
to
so-
Jesus.
scroll down, and then
the best.
No,
Taco.
there it is.
yeah, the
Taco.
best taco. That was
Yeah.
the first time we went out and actually tried to film. Not that
Go
one. Do
down.
the
The one down.
the one that says
The one with the nice.
There you go, right there.
Look, it
that was the
even-
first one. That was the first one.
Right.
All right,
So-
all right. Check it out.
We're trying to find the best taco in Houston.
Hey, restart it. We got to hear all the good stuff.
Oh yeah, and this was my first foray into like trying to actually film stuff.
Yeah, you have like a thumbnail and everything. You look like Mr.
Yeah.
Beast.
We are going on the quest for the best taco in Houston.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible, but
No,
you know,
that's
you
cool.
learn, you get better at it.
I dig it.
And Anthony over there shaking his butt.
And joining me on this quest is my good friend Antho. We're gonna be judging all these taco places around Houston on the way the tortilla is made, the hot sauce, and how the beef tastes. And we're at our very first stop. It's La Esquina Tacos on 1105 Sampson Street down here in Houston, Texas. Let's see what they got. Come on. Can I get 3 beef fajita tacos?
You know, the learning curve. I actually had
Well, they gave us some sauce here. Smell test this one. Smells like green sauce.
Smells fire. Yeah.
A little green sauce. All right.
In any way you could turn the
I like
volume
to do
down on
this
this
now, so that way
on the
it's
video.
all up on the
Yeah.
on the meat. Do you like onion cilantro?
Turn the volume down just a little bit more because I think Jacob wants to talk about it. All right, talk to us about it, Jacob.
Well, it's interesting seeing myself now because like I had Invisalign at the time, and so cause my teeth were never really like that crooked. But,
Yeah.
But now I'm seeing these videos and I have like all these.
You can't even
things
tell.
I can. My mouth looks different.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. Yeah.
That's so
You had
funny.
it in right then.
Yeah. Well, when you get Invisalign, they actually like glue these little nodes on your teeth.
Right.
And they like protrude off your teeth, and it's really uncomfortable. And I didn't know that. I never would have got Invisalign. I would have been like, yeah, my teeth are good enough.
Yeah.
But we didn't even judge the tacos good, but we had a freaking blast, bro.
Oh, dude, yes.
We had such a fun time making this video.
Yeah.
And, you know, just trying to figure things out, learn.
So filming it. So how's it being filmed right now? Is it set up
Will-
on a tripod? Or
Yeah,
something?
my buddy Will is actually holding the camera. Will Rolls.
Will Rose.
Yeah,
man.
he's
Will.
there with us. Yeah,
Will.
Oh,
he was
good
our
Will.
official, unofficial camera guy of the day.
Okay. And he got fed tacos, I'm sure, so he was happy.
Yeah, yeah. See, here's Will.
There he is. Oh, no,
Shout out to Will.
Yeah,
Yeah, this was the drummer for Lies of an Alibi.
Yeah,
Also drummer for Animalis. I used to play with those
Yep,
guys
yeah,
back
yeah.
in the day. That was good stuff. And Antho himself, he's a guitar player.
yeah,
Yeah.
He's a good guitar player. Me and Anthony have been like best friends for like the last freaking 8 years or so now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, me and Alex are also best friends, but me and Anthony, we're super close because we're very similar to each other in the way
Yeah.
we think and the way we, approach life. But
Right on.
Go figure. You got
Yeah.
a white guy with a Mexican best friend.
yeah,
Whoa!
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Mind blown.
Combination.
You
Killer
know what's funny is like Willie's probably more Hispanic or Mexican than
He is.
Anthony because his whole family is Hispanic because he's adopted. So
Yeah.
but I mean Anthony is too. But
Yeah.
they're-
No, Will was like the what do you call that dude? Who was that dude in that freaking movie? Blood In, Blood Out. God dang it, the white guy who was more Hispanic than like everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. God damn, I forgot
Probably.
his name, man. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah, but this is kind of like the precursor of like
Sure.
figuring out what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? So
yeah.
we actually made three episodes of this.
Okay.
They did get better as we went.
Well, let's look at
But,
the latest one then.
Yeah, the latest one was probably a year ago.
Okay.
'Cause,
Okay.
life kind of been throwing me around.
How many views did this get?
This one got, I think it was like 5,000 or 6,000.
7,000
Almost
almost.
7,000.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and then I think episode 2 only got like 900, and then episode 3.
So was this supposed to be like a food thing y'all were doing?
Yeah, well, I knew Anthony liked tacos,
best
so I
taco
wanted to
person.
try to like do something with him. And I was
Okay.
like, we'll go find the best taco in Houston,
Yeah.
And then, most of the stuff on my YouTube channel until recently has just been random stuff,
Okay,
trying
okay.
to figure out what I like, what I want to do.
Sure.
And then now it's more focused on like photography related stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
If you go to my most recent full video, I think it's a taco. It's a little higher up. It's right there. 4 photographers shoot the same model, and the reason I did that video was because I wanted to like bring more photographers into what I do.
Okay,
to like, because like building a community in a way, but it's like I had 4 random cameras, and then each photographer got to pick a box, and each box had a different camera in it, and you had to use whatever camera you got to shoot the same model.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? And then the whole point was to kind of compare, the camera's not that important in the grand schemes of things.
Oh, okay.
And arguably the lens is more important than the camera.
Okay.
And either one of them is irrelevant. It's all about getting the shot.
Yeah,
right? And you can make it, a real photographer can make it work with almost anything, you know?
Sure.
So enjoyed doing this video, and I got to meet a couple people I already knew, but the other ones I got to meet, and you know, now I have other photographers that are kind of like, you know, friends that we can refer, work to each other.
Yeah.
And trying to build this network of people that makes my life easier in some ways,
Yeah,
and then
potato.
also helps their life as well.
Potato.
Yeah, yeah. I try to make it fun, you know.
Sure.
For the audience and for the people that are there.
No, I dig what you're saying though, about trying to build that community, that network, man. It's again very similar to what we did with music, man.
Yeah.
Because you know, you get on a bill and you'd be like, well, you know what, I got a couple other buddies and a couple other bands. Let's get them on the lineup with us, and you know, we played several shows like that.
Yeah,
you know?
I wish that, you know, when you're young and you're like growing, you think you're the best and all the things.
Sure.
I wish that we all could have like had the time to like collaborate on songs more back then.
Yeah.
And like, you know, bring your ego down a bit.
Yeah.
You know, to do more stuff like that, because I think it's extremely beneficial.
No doubt.
You know, and not like I never really had a huge ego. For a while there, we got kind of real popular. It was
Okay.
kind of hard to not have an ego.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
because the ego kind of sells you, you know, when people think that you're bigger than you are, it makes it easier to like, I don't know how to say it, but
Play the part.
yeah, you know, like when I started acting like a rock star,
Yeah,
people
yeah,
believed
yeah.
that I was a rock star.
I got you.
Who's this guy?
You know what I mean?
Oh, he must be, you know, amazingly famous. You know,
like you dress the part.
I should pay
you talk-
attention.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you dress the part, you walk like a duck, you sound like a duck, you're a duck, you know?
Gotcha.
And it's not that you're being fake, it's like, I like all of what I'm doing.
you're buying
This
in
is
to
me,
yourself.
you know,
Like-
drinking your own Kool-Aid, right?
Exactly.
There it is. Look at the shot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And so she's also a professional photographer. She's been doing it for longer than I have, actually. But she's kind of like, you know, she's really good. She has her own style.
Who's the model?
No,
the
photographer.
Yeah,
Photographer. Yeah.
So one of them is about 2 years in. She's done it for about a decade, like I have. Two of the other girls, 2 years and 1 year, and then me with another 10 years. So, but yeah, it was interesting to see how everybody did. I ended up having the worst camera, out of everyone's for the shoot, which is good. I wanted to have the worst camera. That way, everyone else had a better chance of getting better photos than me. But it was fun. It was a really enjoyable video. I'd like to do more like that. It's just time is.
How long did it take to edit this whole thing then when you were done?
This video
Because this is an 11-minute video.
Yeah, a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, a long time.
I got you.
Because you want to showcase each of the photographers, you know, not only like looking good as possible, but also making sure that they don't look foolish.
Yeah.
Or if they made a mistake, you know, like only putting the best bits in there
Okay,
and
I
showing
got
them
you.
in their best light.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
'Cause,
absolutely.
You know, everyone says things wrong or has a hiccup or whatnot, you know.
You don't
so
want to throw that in there.
You're trying to, you don't want someone to look bad, you know, and then you give them enough time to edit their photos to where, you know, they can get them back and they look good, you know, stuff like that.
So it took
a
some
long
time. It took some while.
I think I probably put about 9 hours of editing into this one, maybe 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They do, honestly, I mean, not saying this is any real
Yeah, here's
metric.
mine. Yeah. I had the worst camera. But I had this young kid helping me with filming. He'd never done it before, and he was holding the camera, which is like a little shaky here and there. But
Yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah.
So, you know,
Certain
we're working
shots,
with what we got, you know, and
No
like
doubt.
building that team of people up over time. You know, it's good.
Well, like you said, you would want to do this again. You would want to collaborate
Yeah.
with these people again.
Yeah.
Doing something very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got a couple good shots out of this that I was pretty happy with, but you know, I was so busy like doing the video and like trying to keep things going that I didn't have time to think about what I was going to do whenever I got my chance, you know? So it was.
Well, that's perfect though, because then you were all natural in that thing.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like, you know, you're on a timer that we only had 5 minutes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so you got 5 minutes to like get 5 shots.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
It was 10 minutes or 5 minutes, something like that. So, you know, and I'm dealing with this camera as a piece of crap. You know, like modern cameras now, like the back screen kind of works like an iPhone. Like you see what you're going to get. But the camera that I'm using in this video, it's you just see through it. It doesn't show you what the picture's going to look like.
Yeah.
So you got to really know what you're doing to get it right. and that camera sucks. But there's, that's a good shot.
That is a good shot. I was gonna say that looks pretty dang good to me,
This,
dude.
this last
Like-
one's pretty good. I had to eyeball it, like, because new cameras have like eye detection in them,
Yeah.
to where like it'll detect your eye and focus for you perfectly.
Okay.
Well, almost perfectly.
Right.
And this one, it has like 8 points in there, and you got to select one of them, and you got to get that point on the part of the subject you want in focus.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like eyeballing it. Like I have no idea if it's gonna come out good or not. I'm like, take the picture. If it came out all right.
Yeah, I would say so. And that's your edited photo.
Yeah, it's edited photo.
Right. That you
Yeah.
put up there. That's cool, man.
Yeah, I try to keep my edits realistic and subtle, but also, stylized a little bit.
I see
then
the
I can
rushing.
just-
Like I can see the rushing. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna edit.
Like hands to the side. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
that's
Ah,
fine.
dude, that looks great.
Yeah, I cut her hand off a little bit though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It was fun. That was a lot of fun for that video because a lot of people out there were all hanging out, chit chatting. We went and had dinner afterwards.
Oh, of course.
I've been mentoring one of those girls ever since for the past 6 months now.
Oh, cool,
And then I got a
cool.
couple other people that want me to mentor them as well.
Nice, man. Look at you, man. And this all started from just like kind of like self-taught stuff, and
Yeah,
then you
because
reaching
I
out and
bought my
everything else.
ex-girlfriend a camera.
Yeah,
It's kind of crazy, right?
How cool is
Yeah.
that? And you know what I also like about your YouTube channel, man? It's almost like talking about documenting things and
Yeah.
making a book, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like your YouTube
Yeah.
channel is a little delve into that. You know what I mean?
And it's been like trying to gain that skill of being my real self in a video like this. It's half scripted,
Sure.
It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
For people who've never done try to make a video for like that, it's hard. Like how to be yourself, but whenever you put the camera on and you try to talk to the
whole
camera,
different thing.
It's hard to be natural,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for this, it's easier because we're talking to each other,
Right,
you know
we're
what I mean?
conversating.
And, most of your normal mannerisms will come out. But when you're trying to talk to the camera, you're like, okay, that's so much harder,
I think that's why
to be
whenever you
real.
do see those videos, you see so much edits. It's like a micro
yeah.
because you see them like
It's almost like
Yeah.
a style, though. I think people
Yeah.
like.
I don't know if they're doing that on purpose or
I
not,
think
but
some of them do because they'll edit literally like every word almost. It's like every word's
and
a
it
different take.
crops in and crops out.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a thing to that is like audience retention.
Yeah.
For changing the frame, it will help people
Yeah.
stay on the frame to watch longer.
okay,
There's a
okay.
lot of science that goes into all that
so
stuff.
it could be that then. There could be more
Yeah.
to your point, but I was looking at it as, are they messing up that much?
There
There
might,
might be some
mess
mess
ups
ups
too.
too.
It's happening too often. Like this can't be a mistake. It's got to
But
be
it's like,
intentional.
I guess that's relatable though.
Sure.
To an extent.
Yeah.
If it feels like you're like I got messed up a bunch of times, but I
Right.
like what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's like me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just everyday person trying to do this stuff. I couldn't help but think when you were describing how doing the editing, and the color gradient and all these factors that you're taking in. I can't help but think that maybe someone who does this professionally, maybe say for like Hollywood or whatever, and of course because this is all this equipment is now readily available to amateurs.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, iPhones are
you-
great now too.
Yeah, I know. You could almost film like a whole movie on this
You
freaking
can.
thing. But it's just funny too because I can't help but think of professional going like, yeah, amateur. This is all the stuff
Yeah.
that we learned in Hollywood school or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Filmmaking school, Hollywood
Yeah.
school. What the fuck?
Hollywood school.
Hollywood school. Yeah, filmmaking school. God dang it. Whatever. Anyways,
It's like music. I mean, you can produce a whole album in your garage or in your bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes it
a
easier.
Super high
But I mean,
quality one too.
But there's limitations on those things, right? Like you're stuck to that garage and the sound you're going to get from that garage. You can tidy it up as best you want. It's soundproof it, sound treated, but it's not going to be the same as being at that fancy studio. It's going to sound slightly different, but it's close enough for most people. It doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with photography. Is like there's tons of great cameras out there you can get for under $1,200. It'll produce results almost as good as what I got, and you won't tell the difference on social media.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Using portrait mode on your iPhone.
that's
or
kind of what
Android,
I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying.
Like you can fake it pretty dang close, and if you know what you're doing and you know how to edit and all that stuff, it's kind of like, am I even needed? But there are limitations to that, though,
Yeah,
right?
right,
When you're
right.
you can't shoot a wedding on on a phone. I mean, you can, but the image quality is going to suffer. You're not going to be able to print it. You're not going to be able to use Flash. There's a lot of things that you can't do, and then on top of that, it's just like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There is one thing that when digital cameras first started coming out, there used to be these wedding photographers called shoot and burn photographers. And what they would do is they would shoot your shoot your wedding or event on digital camera. They put it on their computer and they would burn you a CD with all your images. No edits.
Unedited?
Yeah, unedited. Just shoot and burn. And now the new shoot and burn is utilized through AI, because they have a photo editing software now with AI in it, and I can shoot a wedding for like 3,000 images and then upload them to that thing and have the whole thing edited in an hour.
Oh, wow.
And they'll all be consistent, nicely cut. You might not like the edit because if you don't like the style, but you can get it to mimic your own style, or you can choose like several other different artists. Yeah, exactly. So you can do that, and it's like 6 cents an image. So 1,000 images, $60.
Yeah, but then you just pass that on to the customer.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, it's a good business model, though. Hey, you're going to do the weddings a little cheaper. You're going to go in, you're going to shoot everything, upload it, boom, here's your photos the next day.
Yeah.
But that's not art.
No, I get you.
That's
the cheating that we were talking about earlier. Remember we were talking about that a little bit?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
No.
Because I will occasionally use it. Because one thing it is good at is it'll take, say you got a lot of changing lighting conditions, right?
Okay.
It's hard to make every shot you take be consistent, right? So slightly overexposed, slightly underexposed here and there, and it fluctuates, right?
Right.
And so you can use AI to go in and just make them all the same color, fix the white balance and fix the exposure on all of them.
Yeah.
That way, now you have a blank slate. Now you can edit and apply your stuff to it as you go through all your presets and stuff.
Yeah.
So it is useful, and that's not cheating.
No.
But if you let it do all the work and you just dump it, that's kind of like you're taking the art out of the artwork.
Right.
Right. Now it's just work.
Yeah.
And I guess that was one of my questions that I wanted to ask you was me taking pictures, and I know, Cody sees me taking all types of weird angles, and he's like, what the fuck is this dude doing? But there's something like you said, when you take a picture, it captures something, and I guess that's really what drives you to really go out there and find what that type of picture, what that motion that you're looking for is. What is it that inspires you when you're looking through that lens that keeps you wanting to find that next image that you're just really looking for?
It's kind of like, have you ever played golf?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how you go to play golf and you suck the whole time, and then you hit that one good shot, and you're like, hell yeah, but that felt so good.
Yeah.
Okay, photography is very much like that, to where, you're going to be taking a lot of shots, and then you get that one, and you're like, dang, that looks good. I don't know what I did differently there.
Yeah.
Trying to replicate that all the time, that's what I like.
Yeah.
There's something about it. It's like, like the way I teach a lot of people now is like, because it's a struggle to get the right shot, right? So some people, say if I'm going to take a picture of this can, I could take a picture of the can vertically or horizontal, right? And then I could also scoot back a little bit and add more of the environment in. And I can do that vertical and horizontal, right?
Right.
I can come to this side over here and show the TV in the background, or I can come to this side and show him in the background, right?
Sure.
So which one's best? I want to figure it out.
So you're going to take all those shots?
I'm going to take all those shots.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, I don't know. There's something about it when you get the right shot, it's the right shot.
Yeah.
And you can, if I could just go through a whole bunch of images, and I can just go bam, 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 and you can just watch and be like, oh, wait, that one. You'll see it. You'll just know, because it just,
Speaks
you know what I'm
to
saying?
Yeah. Speaks to you. Yeah, absolutely.
It's really weird.
I think it's the same. I mean, I think it's maybe the similar concept of walking in a museum and bam, a painting hits you. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? You know what I mean? Just
right.
whoa, that thing spoke to me. It resonated. Whatever.
Exactly. And also the thing is, if I did that for all three of us, we might all pick a different image.
How cool is there you
Right.
go. So then there's that eye of the beholder type thing.
Right. So that's kind of, I hope that's an answer to your question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, I try to chase that. When I look at it, I'm like, holy crap, looks great.
Yeah, and I just wanted to get a perspective from your, because I do different types of photos. Sometimes, especially when I get through a big lightning storm, I love capturing lightning.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's so incredible, especially when you get something really close and you're like, wow, that was pretty close.
Yeah.
But the shot is just so amazing. I have like one or two
Yeah.
good photos of me spending hours outside just trying to capture it.
He
on
doesn't know about
cheap.
the thing. He doesn't know about the thing you told me about.
Oh yeah, like on digital cameras, there's like the top of the camera. It's called a hot shoe or cold shoe or
Right.
different camera. Anyways, there's a thing you can put on here and actually will detect like a flash of light, and then it'll tell the camera to take the picture.
Oh wow.
So whenever that lightning starts, it'll actuate, open the shutter, and then you can get the photo.
Shit, I wish I had that about 15,
Yeah.
16 years ago.
Yeah, it's definitely useful. There's a lot of stuff like that.
Let me ask you this: well, do you already have so I know you talked about like the aperture and the shutter and all these different things.
Right.
Do you have that all dialed in already, and then you put that device on so that it?
Yeah, I mean that device you would have to dial. I've never used one. I've just seen them.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean you would dial in your exposure, and I'm sure you can change those settings at any time. That's just like an actuator.
I got you.
Right.
Yeah, it just knows to take the
Yeah.
photo, the picture there, because
Right.
we're too slow, I guess.
Because you got like you have like remotes too, where you can put your camera on a tripod and just hit the button and it'll take the picture. Same thing, is just that action is activated with the light.
Do these cameras also film video?
Yeah, this one shoots 4K 60. This camera is a hybrid camera. So what I like about it is it's like a 33 megapixel full frame sensor, and the screen kind of tilts and flips and does all the things, you know.
Yeah.
But it has like do you know what IBIS is? It's like
Image body image stabilization.
in body image stabilization. So it'll kind of help with the shakes a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, this camera actually shoots great video quality.
Yeah.
Every camera usually has like some type of thing that it's good at. This is like a jack of all trades.
Talk about trades.
Which one is that?
You know, we should use that for the
this is-
podcast. We should have put it right for your camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we could have.
Put it right there.
Well,
like that.
can that thing hook up to like what
Yeah.
we're using
Yeah.
is 4
Yeah.
GoPros?
Yeah. So this camera, that's what's so good about it, is it has a lot of versatility. This is the Sony A7 IV.
Yeah.
It was the most popular camera, like I think almost 2 years in a row. But it has a full full size HDMI cable input on it. And then you can stream with this. I think 1080p or 4K 30 or 1080p 30, something like that. But yeah, it's a very versatile camera. And what it is actually it's a 6K sensor. So it doesn't shoot in 6K, but it downsamples that 6K image to a 4K. So, and the same thing applies to when you shoot in 1080. The 1080p quality of this camera looks better than almost any camera on the market that shoots in 1080p.
Is there any
it's
way to
downsampled from 4K.
Is there any way to hook that up like right now?
Well, I mean, technically yes. But
Technically, yeah, but it might you might run into some issues with the stream.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do
okay.
some overlays.
Okay, never mind.
clean it
No,
up.
I just thought it'd be cool to like
Yeah.
show like an
Yeah.
actual. How much was that camera?
This camera, I have two of them. The first one I bought for $2,500 when it came out. Then the price actually went up to $2,600.
Jesus.
That's just the body, by the way.
and not the.
That's not even the lens.
Yeah. So that's interesting that you asked, because this body, this is $2,500, right? And then this lens, this is an off-brand lens, but I like it because it, in my opinion, it's a little bit better than the image quality isn't as good as like the Sony brand, but for the price and what you get, it's just as good,
Gotcha.
in my opinion, for what the work I do.
Sure.
So this is $1,200. Okay, and then
Why am I making noises?
inside here, there's 2 memory cards, and each one of these is $125 a piece. And then I have I have 2 spare batteries for it.
like
Yeah.
4 terabyte memory
So-
card or something.
So that's just this setup.
So you're looking at like almost four or five
$4
grand.
grand right there, dog.
Yeah, right here. And then I have like 5 other lenses, and each of them range from $1,000 to $2,000
Right.
each. And then I have, like I said, I have 2 of these cameras, and they both have 2 $125 cards in them.
Damn.
And then straps, software, lights, triggers, all these things.
Oh, you've got thousands of dollars.
I got
rolled into this.
$20K easily.
There's
20K.
even some lenses that are tens of thousands of dollars that
Yeah.
I've seen.
Oh yeah.
That's wild.
It gets,
Yeah, like
it gets
wild,
ridiculous.
wildlife lenses and stuff like for sports and wildlife.
Right.
Dude, 12 grand for a focal length that's fixed, only 600 millimeters.
Yeah.
Can't even
That's
change
it.
it.
Can't zoom.
Dang.
12 grand.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
But those guys are doing a job that requires that.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I have
no
to
doubt.
have 2 cameras because I shoot weddings. I can't show up to a wedding and this camera fail or malfunction. And now what? So I have to have 2.
Yeah, no doubt. That makes sense.
And then whenever I film, I gotta have 2 still, anyways.
Sure.
So
Sure.
it's definitely a lot of people don't realize how much money really goes into this stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
I need-
20K.
I'm looking for a sponsor.
Same.
Looking for a sponsor.
Yeah,
We need
dude.
about 4 of those for our setup. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of affordable options for cameras now. I think, honestly, like Sony is probably what I'd recommend, but like Canon has been doing great because they're finally like one thing I like about Sony is they allow like third-party lenses like this one.
Yeah.
But Canon wouldn't let that happen.
Oh, okay.
No, they want you to use their
They
lenses
want you to
no matter
spend
what.
$2,800 on one lens type of stuff. But now Canon's actually opening up their mount to allow third party lenses. So I think Canon, man, is probably. I mean, Canon has the most market share already, and then
Yeah.
the next in line is Sony.
I think I got a Canon, or my wife has a Canon. She's a photographer, an amateur photographer.
Yeah.
She likes to shoot, the family and
Yeah.
go on vacations,
Right.
or sporting events or cheerleading events. Takes
Yeah.
her camera, get some nice high
great.
quality shots. But
I've seen
I
them.
think
She
uses a
posts those,
camera.
right? Is when she posts on social, that's where those photos
Most
come
are
from?
probably from her phone. The iPhone, I think it's
Oh,
a 15, whatever. But some of them will be from the Canon.
No. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, bro, like I've done professional work and used my iPhone before.
Yeah.
For certain video stuff, it's just easier. And you're posting it to social media. What does it matter?
Yeah, I got you.
It,
You know
it
what I mean?
downgrades the quality anyway, like on YouTube and stuff like that. Usually,
I'll shoot in 4K
Yeah.
on my phone
Mm-hmm.
for like. There's like I remember there's one like I was at Voodoo Hut and they have like this van. It's like
I've
an
seen that
old
van.
VW van that they
Yeah.
transitioned and they built a bar into it, right?
Right.
Well, I was like, moment of inspiration. It's like it would be cool if if you had this shot where it like starts inside the van and it slowly backs out of the van while the girl's pouring the drink,
Mm-hmm. Right, right.
Whatever. It's just like content.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, well, how can I do that with this thing? There's no way. I can't attach my gimbal and this to something, So I was like, I asked the guy, I was like, hey, do you got one of those old like little phone holders? He's like, oh yeah, I got one. It's on a little stand. So for like concerts, to like hold your iPad and stuff.
Right.
So I put my phone on that and I extended that pole.
Yeah.
And I just walked backwards. But it's like they're so good at the stabilization now.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell it was a phone video.
Right.
The
built-in stabilization on the phone is so
Yeah.
good. Okay,
Yeah, it's
gotcha,
good,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
but they got gimbals for phones too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the newer iPhones, they have like a little built-in stabilization now that's pretty solid. And then post-processing you can add another level of that on top, and then it's like butter, bro. It's smooth.
Wow. I never even figured all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much today. I swear to
Yeah,
God.
I shot a few videos for my work and stuff like that. Just going around cars and doing
Right.
little videos with
Yeah.
a gimbal,
Right.
with my phone and a gimbal, and they look pretty good.
Cool, man.
So, but you can do a lot with a phone.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun too, man. Like, if no one's ever gone out and just like made a video with their buddies, you should do it.
Yeah, no, dude, like
fun.
seeing y'all guys do that made me think about like we should document a bro hang. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
dude. Like,
that would
because
be-
why not?
Yeah, make a little fun video out of it.
Yeah,
Like, even
That'd
if
be
it's like a short one, then with like a reel or something or a
Yeah.
TikTok,
Yeah.
just film each little clip just for goofing around. Like, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like y'all had a blast doing that.
Oh, dude,
Trying to find out the best
such
taco.
We had such a blast. We did 2 more episodes. It was supposed to be 1,
Yeah.
but we ended up doing 2 more because it was just a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Driving around, trying tacos everywhere,
Yeah.
talking shit to each other.
Where did y'all find the best taco at? Or you said you didn't even judge.
We didn't find the best taco, but there was this one place called TJ Barilla, and they had like some burrito tacos, which I think is kind of maybe cheating. But we went to a burrito place for one burrito place for each taco video we did.
Okay.
But that TJ Barilla I think it's in the Heights.
Okay.
That place was really good. And I can't remember, bro. It's been a while. But,
No. I
But
hear you.
there's a lot of pretty good tacos around
Did
here.
you go to Velvet Taco?
We went to Velvet Taco and it was not good.
Oh,
No, I mean I've been a couple times, but I mean,
We were doing beef tacos everywhere
Okay.
to kind of keep it consistent.
Right.
And the one we got there at Velvet Taco, it's like steak,
Right.
like cubed steak.
Oh, yeah.
And it was tough. The tortilla is like from Walmart, and
Oh,
like,
damn, man.
because you're looking for authenticity, like I want that homemade tortilla
Yeah, no doubt.
with that fresh, salty, what you want it to be good, right?
Yeah.
Like not Walmart freaking tortilla.
what about
Mission tortillas.
Edgebrook? Did you go to Edgebrook?
I don't
That's
think we
kind of
went to
what
Edgebrook.
that's kind of what I was
Oh,
getting at.
my God.
Well, because
Yeah.
no, because it's
Bro.
in no, but it's in Houston. It's in
Well,
Houston.
that is
Yeah.
Houston.
Well, we went
That's
to
Houston city limits.
well, we went to
I think,
okay.
right?
we went to
Is
the
South Houston, maybe?
outskirts too.
South Houston.
Oh.
So we like one of the places we went to was on NASA. On 45 was at what's it called? The Purple Tacos.
Oh,
Gordo
dude.
Niños.
Yeah, Gordo
Gordo
Niños.
Niños. So-
Yeah, Chef Machete.
Yeah, it's my boy. But we
Yeah.
we wanted to include them because
Yeah,
it's a little
absolutely.
on the outskirts, but like it's unique.
Yeah,
you know,
it
and
is.
It's different.
It is.
And so, and it was good. And I had those spliffs. You ever had one of those?
I haven't had a spliff yet.
It's like a chicken taquito.
Okay.
But then he puts like all the stuff on there with the purple sauce.
Sure, the lean sauce. Yeah. Have you ever had Gordo Niños
I've
before?
not.
Oh, they're
I've
good,
not.
man.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that lean sauce.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That lean sauce.
Remember that Hispanic rapper I was showing you, that Mexican OT? Him and Gordo Niños are pretty tight. The dude for Chef Machete, man. They're on music videos together and stuff. That dude's blown up. You've seen that Mexican OT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want, like, in my opinion, I haven't had all the taco trucks in Houston, but I mean the best taco trucks that I've had are on Edgebrook.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, there's like two of them. I think are pretty good. The red truck's better, I think, than the green one, but that's just personal opinion.
Right on.
You know, I got into not arguments, but debates on.
Do they have
on
names?
That. El Borrego, I believe,
Okay.
is the red truck, and then Taco Con Madre, I believe, is the green truck.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of taco spots
Yeah.
in Houston, bro.
Yeah.
So like, honestly, we were a little ambitious. We're gonna
for
find
sure.
the best taco
The
spot,
best
you know.
taco.
In the
'Cause,
fourth largest city in the United States.
What you should have said
Yeah.
is you should have said 3 bros are going to have the best time looking for
the best taco.
The best taco.
It's a little bit of a lengthy title, though.
No, I got you. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but ultimately, bro, like I wanted to have fun, and Anthony was like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
So, and then Will's like, "Y'all are going to do what? I want to go."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You just want free tacos, bro, but you can
Yeah.
hold the camera and I'll feed you."
Yeah, absolutely.
And then by the time we were done, he's like, "I don't want to ever eat a taco again."
yeah, he was full.
We had so many tacos. It was a great time, though, man. Honestly, I could just do that forever.
Yeah.
and I'd have a blast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I want to take a little touch. Actually, hang on. Does Lane have another question? I'm sorry.
He did have a question about can you describe your comparison between the studio engineer's ear and the eye of an expert in photography? So I guess comparing the music studio engineer to a photographer's eye.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well,
Gotcha.
I would say like a studio engineer is going to try to create like, well, it just depends, right? Depends on what kind of engineer you go to. Some of them are going to go, they have their own style, right? Kind of like
Right.
producers have their own style. But a lot of producers, they do so many bands, they're funneling bands that they're generic. Like they're going to get you good, clean, raw data to manipulate, if that makes sense. Unless you're a specific band that has a style, he's going to weave his style with your style, right? And then for photography, I think it's more like, I mean, it's very similar in a way, but like not only am I trying to appease my client, like they have a vision for what they want.
Yeah.
But I also have my style.
Right.
And so I turn down jobs because what they want isn't what I do.
Gotcha.
Not that I don't do that type of photo shoot, but like you want this look. You sent me all these example photos. That's not what I do.
I gotcha.
If you saw my work, you wouldn't have even called me.
Yeah.
Because I don't do that. That's not my style. I don't do body manipulation. I will do a little bit if it's something that's like ruining the image. But I'm not going to make you lose 10 pounds. I'm not going to do all that stuff. I don't
gotcha.
believe in it.
Okay, gotcha.
If you're doing like high fashion, you have to do that. You have to touch up skin. You have to beautify everything,
Yeah.
pull the waist in, all the stuff, right?
Really?
Yeah, it's super easy to, I mean, it's not easy to do. It's time consuming.
Yeah.
But I don't do that.
No, gotcha.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make you look like a different person. I'm going to make you look like the best version of what you actually are that I can capture. And so that's like my goal. But so like my thing is like an engineer doesn't always have a vision. He's trying to get raw data that can be manipulated to sound like this band, I would think.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense?
I mean, I suppose so.
I mean, I've worked with a few different engineers, and some of them are really good at their job, and they're good at pulling the best of you out of you.
Okay.
Right. Like Brad Lambert, you know him?
Yeah.
Hindsight.
Hindsight,
Yeah,
yeah.
Hindsight. He's pretty good at doing what he's doing because he learns about your band, he figures out your sound, and he's trying to replicate that in a way that he thinks is going to sound good for what you do.
Yeah.
Right. So he's going to mic drums up a specific way to get the type of tones that are going to work with your type of song.
Sure.
So there's a difference there. It's like, I'm not going to try to manipulate everything I do to make your shoot the way you want it. Like, you can give me an example of what you want, but I'm going to do it my way.
Got it.
You know what I mean? I'm going to try to do what I do, but still appease you, versus the engineer is going to be like, I'm going to do what I do to make you sound your best. They're pretty similar, I think.
Similar, but yeah, I mean, a lot of bands like come in like, oh, I want a certain sound, I want to.
And he's going to get
like
that
a certain
for you.
band or whatever.
And he's going to get that for you. You can come to me with a photo idea. I'm like, yeah, we can do that, but we're not doing it like this. We're going to do it like that, the way I do it.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So it's like a little different there.
Got it.
I mean, obviously, I want to please my clients, but that's why I select ones. I don't take every job because it doesn't fit my style, my look that I do.
Sure.
So
Makes sense.
I think that's a good answer.
And I think that goes with any profession, even me as an electrician. There's several jobs that they're just asking certain things, and I'm like, this is what I do, and they're just asking for something totally different. I'm like, we just can't do that.
If you're looking for this switch, and I want to turn on the hot tub and the vibrating bed and all this stuff.
Clap on.
It's like, I don't know if I can do all that.
All for the low price of $5.99,
and lock all the doors. Like what? Like what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, with any artistic job or profession, I guess, like you're always going to put some of you in it. You know what I mean? Whether that be music or photography, art, painting, whatever. So I think an engineer is definitely an art form. That's a hard job.
Yeah, I tried it.
With sound engineer,
Yeah, me too. I failed miserably. I was good enough to like pre-pro for my band.
Pre-pros.
That's it.
Where I'm,
like, hey, this is kind of what we're thinking.
Yeah.
This is a shitty version of what we're thinking.
Can you make this better?
Make it sound good. Yeah. But you need that, and that's a tool that we have in today's age that you didn't have before. You didn't have, everyone didn't have access to a studio. You have like a tape recorder.
Oh, man, yeah.
And you like put one mic in a room and feed it into a tape recorder.
Tascam.
That's all you had, But now you can go in and fully manipulate a song, build drum tracks, and get it how you want it, and then send that like, hey, this is a pretty close replication of what we want.
Right.
And then the guy could like, yeah, we're gonna do this and this, and because that's what Brad used to do for us. Is I would send him a pre-pro and he would chop it all up. He would manipulate the whole song, and he's like, this is how I think you should do it. And then we'd find some happy medium where like he's satisfied with the way it sounds and we're satisfied with the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Definitely good.
And see, that's what I was gonna say. Sound engineer and producer. I mean, are those the same, or can because could the sound
Sometimes.
engineer just be just the dude who's like, hey, I'm just micing the stuff and I'm just
I think that's
feeding
what
the
you
data in, and that's that. But then the producer's the guy that can really fine tune and do all that other stuff. I'm sure one could be both.
Yeah.
The
engineer is usually the one who's setting mics and setting the room and getting tones and all that stuff.
Right.
And then the producer's like, yeah, that's not good. Change it to this. Let's try this amp.
Yeah.
And then he's the one that's also leading how the song structure goes, the overall tone of the song, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. But interchangeable for sure.
Yeah. No.
or
Definitely
one
no.
man can do all.
Yeah. Which is kind of the way it is nowadays.
Yeah.
But
It makes sense. Unless you're just big enough to where you can, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like task that out and pay this person
That's
to
where I
do
wanna
that.
be.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that'd be awesome.
it's like right now I'm in the process of remodeling my house, and I'm not. I can do stuff like that,
Yeah.
but it's not my favorite thing to do. and like I usually will pay someone to do stuff like that because they're going to do a good job and do it right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch 10 YouTube videos and try to figure it out, and it's going to be like kind of almost right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you end up doing double work, and I hate that.
When you could have just paid right off the rip.
Yeah, exactly. But dude, prices are so high on everything right now.
yeah.
I know.
Like I'm having to do all this work myself because I can't afford to pay someone.
So sometimes you just do things that you got to do out of necessity.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It sucks.
Any chance we can take a quick break? If we do, I would like to play one of your old music videos.
Yeah.
No, but you get to choose. Though.
Okay, we'll look through and figure out which one we play.
Yeah.
Which band? Lies of an Alibi or
Soul Intention. Which one? I was leaning more towards Loa.
Yeah,
That's just me.
yeah. It's the newer stuff.
Yeah.
We'll look into that.
Okay, so look up Lies of an Alibi, please, Mr. Mikey J.
Can do a quick bathroom break.
That's kind of what I need to do.
Yeah.
It's
Number
lies.
refill
Number
on
one and
drinks.
number two.
Yeah.
Need some more 7-Up.
Yeah, it's lies, plural.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Nice.
Let's see here.
There they are.
I mean, do you
There's
want the
their
most
page.
popular song, or do
Sure.
you want my favorite song?
Yeah, let's do your favorite.
Yeah, favorite.
Yeah. we
So
want
I'll
your
tell you a
favorite.
quick story and why it's my favorite song, even
Okay.
though it's arguably not our best song. And it's
Click on the page, brother. That's the page there. Yep.
like I told you, my mom was a single parent, right?
Yeah.
And whenever I was 8, she actually had another baby, and because my mom was a single mom, she couldn't afford to take care of him, and she let this family adopt him, which was very hard for her, but I think it was the right decision.
Yeah.
But my little brother that I didn't get to know because they adopted him and they lived in New York.
Okay.
And whenever he was 8, he got leukemia, and then he beat it. And then he had a relapse when he was 10, and he beat it again.
Nice.
And then whenever he was 12, he got it again, and he beat it the third time.
Wow.
Except for after he beat it, he got pneumonia, and it killed him.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. So he was 12 years old. And I never really got to know him. I only talked to him on the phone like twice, and I saw pictures of him occasionally.
Wow.
So that's all I really knew of my brother, besides all the stories and all the things you hear about him, you know? And so I had been trying to write a song about him for years, and I wrote like 5 or 6 of them. And then eventually, Lies of an Alibi wrote a song that I was like, I think this is the one that I could use. And I don't think the song would ever be perfect, but the one that I decided to like, all right, we're gonna publish this one it's called Beyond the Clouds. And I think you might have to go to.
Go to videos or
I don't think that we didn't make a music video for this one.
Okay.
If you go back a page, it was actually on the list. It's on the right side. It's right there.
Beyond the Clouds.
There's probably not a video, so this might not be as interesting, but it's probably my favorite just because it has meaning to me. And
No, yeah, no. Now I got it. Now I can't take the bathroom break. Now I have to actually stay and listen. So
yeah,
let's listen to this.
This song is about my little brother Chad, who passed away from leukemia. Yeah, Brad actually played the piano for this. Brad Lambert.
Oh, okay.
shout out to Brad.
A little somber.
Let me tell you a story about a little boy whose mother gave him up for a better life, better than the one she could provide. Well, the years roll by as I watch my brother's life through photographs and seen tears in my mother's eyes. Her son was gone forever. miss him every day. In my heart he'll always stay, 'cause he's smiling down on me. And I can feel it. I know he's up there now. I wish he was around. And one day when we meet again, far beyond the clouds, in another life where the world is never brave. Oh yeah, the world was never brave.
Nice.
Touching tribute, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude, yeah, I could feel that one, man.
Yeah.
Verbo is for sharing all kinds of moments.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Verbo.
Well, it's, it's real. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
gonna hit home for everybody.
No. But again, right? This was for you.
Yeah.
This was for you and
Exactly.
for your brother.
Right.
That's why this song was created.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is the first time we ever played that song live was probably one of the hardest shows I ever had, because not only had my mom never heard the song, but she also came to the very first show we played that song.
Oh wow.
So
yeah.
I had to sing that in front. Dude, I cried on stage.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was very difficult. I couldn't even finish the song.
Oh.
I mean, I finished it, but not
Yeah.
not like that.
Right.
You know, those
right.
high notes. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, so
Oh,
it was
yeah.
difficult,
Yeah.
but yeah, moments, man, memories for sure. So it's good stuff.
And I mean, that's really what it's all about. Just growing up is like you say, the memories, capturing that moment. I think that's why what speaks to me about photography. People are like, "Oh, why you spend so much time on that phone?" And
Yeah.
it's something like you say, trying to recapture that moment, because
Yeah.
life comes at you so many different ways, whether it's accidents or whether it's your personal things. I mean, I was in an accident that should have took my life, and taking those moments and seeing those things again, it just brings something inside of
Yeah.
you that can pull yourself out when you're dealing with certain things in your
Yeah.
life. Images really do speak
Oh yeah,
a
man.
ton
I mean,
of words and emotions that it's kind of hard to put into words.
well, and also, like an image might not be that important today, right? But in 10 years, in 20 years, there might be a reason why that photo is extremely important now. Sure.
Yeah.
Like you might be on vacation with your family and you finally talked your brother into actually taking a good picture, and it's a great picture of him. And then in 20 years, he might pass away. Well, now that photo is extremely relevant because it's the best photo he ever took, and he was happy to take it when he's not a picture guy. Whatever. That's just an
Gotcha.
example. But
Yeah, no doubt.
now you have this shot where he looked happy and he was authentic. He was in the moment, and that moment means more now, and it's captured.
And I think that just goes back to, telling people, just enjoying the moment,
Yeah.
enjoying that time with your friends and going out and just having an experience, because that's what really just creates your memories of your life. It's like
Yeah.
those little moments. It isn't the big things. It isn't
Yeah.
the big parties. It's the little moments that really stand out for
I
everybody.
think humans are just naturally nostalgic in general. Sure. I mean, you see, why do we have yearbooks?
Yeah.
And
And they've been around for a while.
why do we have photo albums?
Yeah.
Why do we have social media that shows all the things you've done in your life?
It's about pictures. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not about showing them to the strangers, really. It's more for like the memories like that pop up and stuff like that. You can look
and the
back
people
on.
you shared them with, like there's a way to like memorialize those things and put a stamp on it. Like, we were here. Why do you think people tag trees and parking lots and stuff? Like those leaving your mark places. It's because we have a finite amount of time.
Right, right.
Regardless of who you are, after 150 years, we will all be dead.
That's for sure.
And
mostly
forgotten.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it only takes 2 generations to be forgotten.
Yeah.
Do you know your great grandfather?
I just know his name.
There you go.
That's it. And I have a picture.
That's some pictures, yes. And some
That's
old
all you
looking
know,
pictures.
right?
Actually, how many greats did you say?
Like 2.
2 greats?
Yeah.
Wait, not the great. I just know the great.
Well, depending on your
That's
age,
it.
right? So,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
for me, like I know my grandma and my grandpa,
Right.
right?
Right.
But their parents, don't really know much about them.
Right,
You know, there's a couple pictures I've seen of my grandma's mom,
Yeah.
but I don't even remember her name.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably figure it out if I thought about it long enough. But
Sure.
But it's like, so like that kind of leads back to the whole YouTube thing, you know, because I know I'm going to be forgotten in 1,000 years. Nobody will remember any of us most likely, but you know, there's very few people who stand the test of time to where they're generational, you know, like presidents, you know, stuff like that, or big, you know, like Napoleon.
Achilles.
It'll be a
Yeah,
history
Achilles.
book.
Yeah, but like for most of us, you know, that's why it's so important to like spend the time with your family, make your memories, make your mark, leave something of you behind so that the people who do know you can, you know, carry on your legacy, whether that be just through the way you live your life, the way you raise your kids, you know,
Yeah.
all those things I think are really, really important. But the older, you don't really get that until you get older.
No, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if YouTube is going to be around in 100 years. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we can't imagine, you know, 100 years ago. I mean, we couldn't imagine YouTube.
Exactly.
So 100 years from now, who knows what's going to be around?
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know, hopefully, you know, my great grandkids can look up
Your
a video, a
podcasts, yeah.
podcast, be like, oh, hey, that's my great grandpa doing a, you know, podcast, whatever. This is his music.
And
you
that's
know,
what's
try-
interesting though, is that like, you know, we're having a casual conversation here, and your kids and your kids' kids eventually, they could get to know kind of
Right.
man you are,
Yeah.
and what you're about just by the way you talk to me,
Right.
And the respect level and everything about you that comes across in your words, the way you talk, the slang of our generation, right? All
Right.
those things will be you, and they'll be able to experience some of that. I think that's extremely important.
Probably make fun of the way we dressed and
Yeah, for
stuff
sure.
like that.
Who
Oh,
can
they
make
look
fun
so
of this?
old.
This is solid colors, man.
Yeah.
What how can you make fun of solid colors?
Right.
I'll make fun of that,
What? Oh yeah,
but not solid colors. Jesus.
I had to wear something green.
Tired
okay?
of winning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing more. Yeah, shout out.
Shouts out.
Great band.
Yeah,
Dude, you know what? Honestly, this would this has been a great conversation. I feel like because we're 2 hours in, that this would be, and what you just said was a great way to just end this. If that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that
I'm
was
good with
that lasting thought that you left with us there, about just, you know, documenting this time. We're only here for a very short amount of it.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I would like to ask, you know, a lot of people take pictures on their phones.
Yeah.
And it also ends up taking up like the most of data space.
Right.
What could people do to like make the most of those photos that are on those? There's thousands of photos.
Yeah.
On their phone.
Tens
Do
of
you have any advice on that?
Well, depends on the person, but like one thing you can do is, you know, buy cloud storage.
Yeah.
I don't really condone it because I don't think you should be paying monthly for stuff like that.
Right.
But if your photos are important to you, you should pay for, you know, like cloud storage to save your photos. But what I do is I go through and I categorize my photos. So like if I went out on a thing, I'll tag those photos and I'll put them in a specific folder.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So that way I can go back and like when I log all my photos with my main camera, it all goes in by date. So everything on my gallery is all chronological order. So it's the date first, then it's the name of the photo shoot. So it's like, you know, today's date and then podcast.
Got it.
Whatever. So like
Yeah.
I catalog that way, but on the iPhone, it's not really, doesn't really do that, but you can make little galleries. And I recommend people, you know, like saving photos to different, you know, little categories. That way you can look back on them. But iPhones are pretty good about giving you like a snippet of like, this is what you did last year this time, et cetera, et cetera. And
I
then
have
it
seen
builds-
that.
Yeah, it does like stuff like that for you. But if your photos are important to you, I would get cloud storage or at least find some type of backup to like save it to a hard drive or something. Because
Is there like a thumb drive that you could potentially
probably is.
or you can just upload them, like plug it into your computer, and then upload them to their
If you-
like a hard copy.
Yeah, I think do you have what is it? Amazon Photo. I think it's if you have Amazon Prime. I think it's free.
or you can
Cloud
print them. Yeah,
storage.
you can also print them.
And
Well,
printing.
yeah, I understand.
You know,
printing,
honestly,
yeah.
printing is something people should do more of.
Yeah.
People don't really print much anymore these days.
No.
We got a whole drawer full of printed photos just from our iPhone. Just like
Yeah.
select 1,000 photos, print it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a couple
go
$100
to
probably.
CVS or something and print some photos out, bro. Like it's not that expensive there,
No.
and the quality's good enough. You can leave it on the wall for 5 years and then take it out and change it out with something else.
Well, there you hear it, man.
Or there's a digital photo.
The photo album, the photo frames. Yeah.
And then you just plug in a little SD card, or there's a.
I'm surprised those didn't take off more.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Yeah, you figured they would have.
yeah.
Yeah.
We made one for my my grandmother before she passed. We we had like a family, I guess, link or something. And everyone from the family uploaded pictures of, to us and her. And so, it would just scroll through them for her to just look at just while she's sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
How big was the frame?
Oh, it was probably like a
6x8?
9 by whatever.
A 9x8. That's kind of big.
Yeah.
I think that's what it needed. Maybe it needed to just be bigger.
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know.
But anyways, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys, man. Thank
it
y'all
has
for
been.
having me. It's been
It
great.
has been.
All right, Jacob, of course, we'll put on all your social media stuff on the link in the bio so
Sounds
people
good.
can check it out and reach out to you. But yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Always good to chat with you guys.
Yeah, man. You got it, brother.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Peace.
Hey guys, thanks for watching another episode of Talk of All Trades. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That way you don't miss an episode.
And if you would like to be on the podcast, or if you know anyone who would like to be on the podcast to talk about their trade, please feel free to reach out to us at talkofalltradespodcast@gmail.com. Again, hit us up, talkofalltradespodcast@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you.
See you next time.